everybody, welcome to the first ever UGS official podcast called Ground Level. My name is UGS Amethyst. You can call me Zach, though, whichever one fits your bill. Whoever wants to go next.
My full name is Chuka Adibia Osinako Chuku Anwa. But most people just know me as Manly Guy, or Manly G, so I guess I'll go by that for this podcast.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna listen back to that recording.
Be like, yo,
try and get it right.
Yo, Chuka Adibia Osinako Chuku
I'm gonna
Anwa.
show up at TPS one day and just call you by your actual name.
His name is actually really normal. You just put a curse on all of us. He acts like a voodoo spell book.
By the way, I'm UGS. TOGG. Real name Steven.
Yeah.
And I'm UGSG Bushi. My real name is Ahmed Abushana, but just call me Bushi because that's a lot easier.
Wait, you said UGSG?
Yeah,
what
is
that?
Oh, UGS. We changed it.
UGSG? What is that?
UGS now.
We're back to UGS.
Yeah, we're back to UGS.
We're traitors.
Absolutely fantastic.
For those who didn't know.
Yeah, we're finally back to nobody cared anyway.
No.
Like it was
Yeah,
literally
the G
like,
No. Still
never
talked
stuck.
about it though.
It never
Yeah?
stuck though.
Yeah,
That's all we're saying.
dude,
Yeah,
UGSG,
Stuck in my head apparently.
let me say it like this: UGSG just does not like UGS sounds like all right, that's fine. You add that extra G, you're just like, word.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one understands.
I don't think there was a moment on commentary recently where I did not stumble over the extra G. It was so not roll off the
It's
tongue.
not.
Where I think I
It's
said
an awkward way to
yeah.
word anything.
I think I said UGSG Amethyst every single time I was on the screen.
You remember when we did commentary last week when I came back from Jordan? I just couldn't even say the G. I was UGSG. Oh, I said UGGS. I just kept messing up.
Welcome to UGS. The UGS podcast.
No, we're not doing that.
Yo, man, the Uggs podcast, man, that's hot.
The UGS podcast.
We all wear Uggs
Officially sponsored by Uggs.
Officially.
while we're all
Yo,
wearing
not
our
official.
boots.
Fat checks. The
Uggs.
we'll
We just
only
show
give
them
you
our
the check,
Uggs
but
real
you gotta have
quick.
a podcast. And like
Fat checks,
All right.
man. Yeah, I think Uggs is only for fat chicks, man.
fat chicks.
Yeah.
Listen,
Hey, man.
you have
Ain't
completely
nothing wrong
taken
with
my
big women.
words and twisted them
He
around.
said fat chicks. Yeah, I guess.
There ain't nothing with BBWs, man.
This is why. This
My
is where
chick
it's
is a
going,
BBW.
right?
What are you talking about, bro? I'm okay with it,
This
man.
is where it's heading in this
Yeah, all right.
direction. All right.
Oh wait,
Anyway.
no. We can let's talk about real shit.
Let's
Like,
actually bring it back.
Okay,
So yeah. So basically, if you're looking for like a general summary of what this podcast is gonna be, we don't fucking know.
it's
We
We're
have
going
no
to be
idea.
talking about Smash
It's gonna
and
be a
other
little
things.
Smash, little video game
Yeah.
stuff, a little bit of just random bullshit. So, and we're gonna have this is gonna be like the main core four, I think, for the most time. But if we'll have on special guests every once in a while, and if someone can't make it, we might have a different member be replaced with someone else every once in a while.
fuck the guests.
Fuck! Wow.
Wow.
Before
Poor
they're even
guests.
here.
Yeah,
I'm
poor
joking.
guys.
I'm
Every time we bring a guest, we're just gonna cut back.
I
to
don't
that.
know. I'm always gonna say that, but then I'm gonna be like, you know, I
Got a
love you,
soundbite
though.
for days.
I'm gonna have a soundbite of that for days.
Okay, let's be honest here. For like almost all the Smash players in Chicago are pretty cool. So that's why I really like going. I like going to all the weeklies. I always like seeing all like how we do in the weeklies and everything. So like about that. So, you know, let's talk about how all the weeklies did. Who got top 8 and who got surprised, who won tournament. Like that.
Really.
Not really. So I know for
Most of the time, it's the same people.
well Tuesday's first PR true PR worthy tournament. Kane won. He took out Earl of M twice.
That's good. That's good.
Are
for
you
him.
talking about Raid?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
raid.
Oh, he won Raid.
Yeah, he won
Yeah,
raid.
Tuesday, right?
Yeah, that's why if you were in the Ignite chat, people were like, "Oh yeah, Kane's number 1 technically because he won the first tournament so far."
Number 1 K.
Yeah, number 1 is Kane, and then for Ignite with the bigger tournament, I think it had like 90 something. It was
It was 84, I believe, actually.
84?
84, 86.
Yeah, it sounds
Oh,
about
okay.
right.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
84 sounds right.
It was Ned, Dan, and then
I didn't
Kane,
tune in.
and then yourself, Bucci.
Yes, that was a tournament,
Yo,
man.
you said, "Hey, I want to lose to this Falco named Eclipse."
All right, he
Stop.
wasn't bad. He wasn't bad.
I know he's not bad. He's good.
He's actually really good. My biggest issue was not Johnning, right? I was gone for 2 weeks pretty much. I haven't touched the game in a while. That was the first competition back.
No, you were there when I was trying to play Kaiser Blue against Falco.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know. The first time you faced off against Falco, you're like, the hell is
You were
this character?
befuddled.
You're
You
like,
had
this
no
is,
clue.
This is not a character. And then you're like, I feel like the second time you were facing him,
Yeah, I think I'll be fine next time. I usually adapt the second time around. Like Panda beat me at spring training, right? And the next time I faced him, I destroyed him.
Yeah, you
pretty much.
you bopped him.
Yeah, I kind of bopped him. But for this week for Ignite, we had Ned first, Dan, Kane, me, Hydra, Toad, which is cool. Toad making top 5.
Yeah.
He's a Peach player. He's always a Peach in Smash 4, Peach in
yeah.
this game.
Oh,
Ryflip, I've heard of his name, before. I believe he's come to a couple try points, maybe.
Rye Flip. I don't
Yes,
know
he's
who
a
that is.
Never met him.
Yoshi player. If the name rings a bell, he was always been pretty good, so it's nice to see him put in some more work and make top 8 at a pretty stacked Ignition last week or this week. And then No Good Nick, who obviously got the upset on Snoofle, right?
Oh,
big
I didn't even
upset
see
for him.
that. Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, he did tell me about that actually.
he,
that was
oh,
good for
yeah.
him.
he came up straight to me. He's like, "Yo, I just beat Snoofle." I was
Yeah.
like, Yo,
That's
let's
a good
go.
one for him.
Yeah.
Snoofle's very solid box for
Yes.
like Smash 4. He's one of those people in the Ultimate scene right now that I would consider very good, slightly inconsistent at times though, but you still have to be a relatively good player to be able to take him out.
I think for some reason he's focusing more on school. So I mean,
For some
some
odd
reason, he's actually like saying, "Yo, my future life, bro."
He played Ganon?
Yeah, when did he play Ganon?
I didn't know he played Ganon.
I
at all.
have no clue who played Ganon. This is just we're looking
That's
at the
interesting.
top 8 graphic,
Yeah.
and obviously you see my Piranha Plant.
So the characters
Yeah.
that we see on screen, if you can't see it, is
They didn't fix the G.
When did Ned?
Yeah, they
Ned
did not.
Ned had a Greninja and an Ike.
Yeah, he used Greninja
Barely.
mostly.
Yeah,
he used one
Really?
game of Ike against Dan. Did not work out.
I've
Yeah.
never seen Ned.
I've
do any
never
more of the Pokemon
seen
trainer.
Eggs Ned's Ike.
Ike's Nike.
no, he has a Palutena too. It's just like
Yeah,
he only used it against Graven King actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Raven King,
Okay.
'cause he's Ike.
Yeah, because he's like, well, Ike sucks, and then he's like, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
well, that's Ignition.
yeah.
How did Poplar do? I don't remember. I think they got 60.
Look it up.
I
Look it
didn't-
up, Bushi.
We have internet. Oh yeah. What am I saying? Yeah.
I'll look
internet.
it
We
up.
don't have to guesstimate on this show.
This is so hard because I don't have a mouse.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that sucks.
Ugh.
Here, I'll fix-
I
mean,
have.
can
Hold
fix
on.
it.
Wait a minute. Zach's moving for a second.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
What's going on?
oh,
Do you have a
Zachary
spare
fries.
mouse? What? Why do you hold? Why do you carry a spare mouse?
He carries
on?
a spare mouse, but does not carry like an actual laptop. Do you carry a laptop with you, or just have a spare mouse with you at all times?
If you have a spare mouse, you're a homie. Anyways, but Poplar, I believe this week
Yo,
Was he? Wow.
he
This
does
man-
have a spare
has a
mouse.
mouse.
It's a gaming mouse
it's a
too.
gaming mouse.
The reason it's I have the bottom part. I have the bottom part
Oh, 'cause
taken
you're
off of
bottom?
it though because listen. That's neither here nor there.
It doesn't matter, as long as it works. To be honest.
The bottom part is taken off because my hands are small. But yeah, that is an actual.
Yeah,
mouse.
Oh, that's smart.
I thought you said your hands are big.
No,
Last-
my hands are very small.
Okay, so
Okay, before
I'm
you
gonna.
said your hands are big.
I
now you said-
never said that.
You said that for the Pro Controller.
No, I said my hands are small. The controller is big.
Oh, that's what it is.
What kind of fucker? That's the dumbest shit
I
I've
was like,
ever
why?
heard.
I was like, why are your hands? Why is that even better?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
my hands are big. I can't play on the phone. I was like, hold on.
How
what?
how small does a controller? Am I playing on a Game Boy Color to where my hands are so
Yeah.
it just engulfs like I can't grasp around.
You press A, you press B, you press every button at the same time.
That's a
Oops.
smash
the mouse,
attack.
not
Yeah.
No, it was. I just completely not used to using a mouse. So I'm looking up the Poplar challenge bracket to see if who won this tournament.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad we're only talking about like Ultimate right now, but I mean we're only Ultimate people. To be fair,
Yeah, I mean, I
used to-
actually commentated Melee for the first time yesterday.
So
used to be
It was a
Melee.
lot of fun,
I used
actually.
to be a melee player.
we
really.
could talk about melee
was a
stuff when
long
we get to
time
try
ago.
points.
So this is Poplar's
Oh.
bracket.
Okay, so
Control
you got
T
Dan,
Control T.
Snoople, Josh
Control,
King.
What is this graphic?
There's no graphics. What are you talking about?
Oh, right. This is Smash. Okay, never mind.
This is Challenge.
This is Challenge.
Oh,
I was
Burn
so
still
confused.
plays? Okay, see, I know some of these people because they're like old.
So I know
Josh
all
King,
these
you-
guys.
Yeah,
so-
Aztec Jig.
Dan winning the entire tournament over
Super
Snoofle.
Dan.
Super Dan. You are Super Dan. You know, unrivaled. Taking first 3 spots. We got first Dan, Snoofle, and then Earl. Right. So you are
hit
clean
point,
house.
though.
Yeah, I know,
Hey,
but
hey.
usually
they've been rated.
Yomu is usually the one taking the tournament. So
Ah.
this is kind of huge having the entire unrivaled boys taking the entire tournament. You know, they cleaned house.
Yeah.
It's almost like when we
Xylo's got
we got 3 guys in
2,
the top
he's
10
UR.
PR.
Whoa,
Yeah.
yeah. Silas got the same placing as No Good Nick, actually.
And Afrotresiac, too.
So how
Yeah.
many people were here today? Let's see. Well, for that today.
It's at
For
the
that,
top.
yeah, that thing.
I scrolled to the top. It didn't even say anything. So
That's
full
right.
results. There we go. Boom. This is the
Wait,
final.
hold on. Go back up. 37.
Oh, 37.
37.
I was
Yeah.
trying to tell you, I was like, it's
37.
Yeah. So they're the third
All
largest
right.
weekly. Hey. Yeah, just because we're spoiled.
To be
No,
fair,
not
Poplars pretty far. It's a long drive for a lot of the Chicago boys, and even from people from this area.
Oh, yeah.
Some
I
boys.
have been to I haven't been to Hit Point in a while. I do like the venue. It's relatively spacious and stuff. I think the only reason they're getting a few less combatants right now, there's 3 reasons. 1, school. 2, the distance, and 3, there's no stream at all. I do think that is like genuinely.
No stream is
For top players, it's
yeah.
huge. Yeah.
They're like, yo, why?
Because what's the
is
point of
this
showing up?
Exactly.
That's the big
It's not
thing.
necessarily for like as a top player, right? It's not necessarily so we can like show off our name, which is cool
Sure.
half the time because you can show off cool plays. It's mostly so we can review our own VODs.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we
That's-
want to look at
that's
our
what
VODs, our losses,
You
our wins.
want to know the data.
But
Yeah.
I know at least for Superman and Earl of them, they don't necessarily care about that. They're like, I get money, or I just want to get. This.
Earl of M is specifically about the money. He hates this game.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid to say it, so that's why I'm comfortable
Oh,
saying
dude,
it.
no. Let me. Oh, wait. Before I get into that diatribe, let's talk about the weekly.
Okay, so then we had our weekly,
Yes.
right? So,
Indeed.
Which, you know what, we're trying to get away from the UGSG thing, but our challenge is UGSG.
That's
Yeah.
well, we made it after we
I know,
made the switch.
I know. So it's like, you know,
Because it's
we
still
were
a sort of
we were using
abbreviation.
Smash GG for the longest until it took a crap on us.
we also can't use UGS anyway. It's used by some other group.
Whatever.
so what? It's UGS.challenge?
UGSG.
UGSG. Yeah.
But
those out there.
if I remember correctly, there was just this guy named UGSG Bushi
Yes.
that won it, even though he's supposed to be UGS.
What a
Wait,
nerd.
did we
So-
still do that?
Yeah. Hmm?
Wow.
yeah,
We
you guys.
can't
Yeah.
Even, we can't even be consistent.
And,
on
cause
our own.
I changed it for the stream after like saying, oh shoot.
It's not a big deal.
I like how you.
I just love how Raven
UGS
King is
in
properly
fifth.
fine.
I'm sponsored by a different company.
Yeah, I don't know.
Raven
I don't know
King
who
is
you are.
Raven King's
No,
the
he's
OG.
sponsored by the branch of our company. With
So
gaming.
So going down the list, we have
Yeah.
UGSG Bushi, we have Earl of M getting second, we have Super Dan getting third, we got Jimbo Schleiss getting fourth, we got Raven King getting fifth, and
with
Hydra
Hydra,
also getting fifth, Kane getting seventh, and SVP also sliding in.
So this event was actually probably the most stacked event we had this week.
oh my god,
Right.
we had like what 7 of the top.
We had
10.
12 total PR members that came yesterday.
That was
That's almost
sick.
half.
Yeah, that's almost half of our entire
That's
PR.
sick.
Yeah.
wild.
Also more entrants than Ignite this week, which is huge. We had 93 or 94 entrants compared to their 84.
We had 94.
So,
95.
So
95.
normally what it
I don't
is
count
for
our
TriPoint,
members though.
normally what it happens with TriPoint though, we have more numbers on average, but less overall stacked. But this week we had both, and I'm just like, huh.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I came in thinking I was just gonna clean house for free, like I usually do. It's like either me
You still
or
cleaned house though.
I still cleaned house, but it's usually between me and Raven King, right? So it's like we usually see each other in grand finals, and that's what I was expecting this week. And then when I picked up Earl, right? Earl said it's gonna be a stacked weekly. I was like, yeah, just because you're here doesn't make it stacked.
And he's like, little did you know, oh yeah.
yeah, and then everyone came.
Wink,
Literally
wink,
everyone
nudge,
showed
nudge.
up.
12
Kane
PR
came.
members.
See, no, I was more surprised. The most surprising person that came to me was Kane. He kept saying,
Yeah.
I live too far. I live in Rogers Park. I already said it. I live in Rogers Park. I live way too far, an hour and a half from here.
Yeah.
He came out here because he said, I want to make sure I'm top 10. I feel like I got shafted from top 10 just because of February and because of spring trade. I mean, not spring trade.
He was,
City.
yeah, he
Yes.
was definitely. He was talking to me about it, and he was like relatively surprised that he was that low in the PR. And I was like, yeah, I mean,
What number was he on the PR?
18.
18.
He has that burned in his head.
Okay,
He was
yeah.
telling me, like, oh,
18.
man.
he was
Yeah.
very.
He made it
surprised.
very clear to everyone.
Yeah, he was like, why am I lower than Snoofle? And I'm like, I don't know. And then you look at Snoofle, he's 17.
Yeah, that
He got
doesn't
17
make
yesterday,
sense.
tied with Big Mac and RZI.
There's no reason why Kane.
I had the run of a life yesterday. I had
No,
probably.
No, you did not. It was Raven King that had a run of a life.
No, okay, he went through losers. I'm talking about the people that I had to face, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, not a loser's run, but specifically, like, there's a bunch of people I do not like facing that I had to face yesterday.
Yeah.
Literally everyone besides Dan, because I enjoy facing Dan because I actually can beat him consistently.
Well, it's because his
Love you,
character,
Dan.
his character's like, yo, I have the box, and Snake's like,
I can box better.
and I have a grenade.
Yeah.
And then like, what was it? I think the closest set you had besides Earl's was Jimbo's.
Yeah,
Like
Jimbo.
that one was like legit crazy. I was like, all right, game one he killed himself. I'm like, all right, that sucks.
And then
Game two-
then I SD'd
You're
him
like,
too.
oopsies.
Yeah.
I still need to-
and then I brought it back. So.
I still need to. I posted a tweet not too long ago where I need to beat everyone's Falcon in Chicago with Puff. because I've beaten yours and I've beaten
Yes.
Raven King.
Yeah.
I faced Malian the other day, who actually mains the character.
Yeah.
I only played him once with Puff, and he won. And I didn't play him again with Puff, but I beat him with Robin. So
okay.
there you go.
See, this guy is actually halfway decent if he actually
Just try.
You just gotta try.
But getting back to this this weekly, right? So I had to face Kane. He beat me on Wednesday. He beat me at Ignite, which was kind of big. It was game 5 last. Now it was he 2-stocked me last game, and then I kind of bopped him this game.
Fam, let's be honest. Why you lost against King?
I used Nikita off stage, and I used Plant game 1.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's plenty of reasons that you could have beat Kane, and I was just
Whenever
like,
I realize now, whenever I pull up Plant in bracket, I just lose that set.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I
Sounds like
just
he's a
lose
bad
that
I was
set.
trying to tell you, I was like, dude,
Almost
that
as
happens, and then you're like, wait, what?
I think I can
Almost
do
as
it,
if
guys.
it's-
I think I can make Plant work.
It's
You
almost
know
as
what?
if Plant is
If
bad.
Plant gets fixed in 3.0, I can see that. But right
Dude,
now,
he's fun. You know,
Yeah,
he's a really fun character.
I loved playing him. When he first
He's
came
good.
out, it was just fun playing.
So
seems like it's
another person I was really scared of facing was RZI, right? Because whenever me and him play Wi-Fi, it always goes back and forth. For some reason, I feel like he's more comfortable on Wi-Fi than he is in person because he plays way more patient on Wi-Fi, where he likes to camp me a lot more than he does in person.
so in
He might
person,
just be getting disconnected.
this is what happens in him in person. He used to just only camp,
Yeah.
but then he realized he couldn't kill, and people were telling him he plays the same. So that's why offline he tries to do new things, but you could tell he's not exactly comfortable with it.
Doing
yet.
the new things. Yeah.
So that's why it's like, I'm always questioning, like, should he just stick with what he knows, or should he try to do expanding more things? Because
I mean, the problem with it is that if you don't more, people don't want to root for you.
exactly. So he also, yes.
I mean, you look at me. I mean, I don't do anything. I don't change
But
up anything.
you're no.
Okay, you got this big fan, you know, and this guy named Manly Guy in the crowd for you sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
So
He-
like,
Listen, everyone in UGS shits their pants. Okay.
That's our
Shit your
thing.
pants, Mike.
oh, dude, are we gonna explain some of these inside jokes? No, we should not. And then eventually, do it.
It's- basically, all
it'll
you need to
roll
know right
out
now
on
is
its
that
own
UGS shit your pants.
man.
Shit
We all
pants.
shit pants.
Uh,
Yo, yesterday I
Fucking,
nearly shit my pants
fucking
for real,
Pooch,
actually.
Pooch didn't shit his pants yesterday.
Pooch shits his pants more than anyone.
Yeah,
No,
he didn't
well,
shit his
he
pants
shit
yesterday.
the bed.
He shit the bed. Yeah.
No, Haver shit the bed, man.
No.
Havard always shits the bed.
No, he actually shit the bed.
No.
Remember that one?
We're not having that.
We can't talk about that.
No.
That's what happens at Ron stays at Ron.
He
The
shit.
father runs.
Yeah,
The
that's
House of Ron.
That's
the
House of
holiest
Ron.
of places.
That is the holiest of
I was
places.
there till like 6 a.m. for no reason, and I still had to go to their burial soon after that. I'm telling you, yeah, House of
All
Ron
right,
is something.
so let's get to the most important subject, right, for Smash this week,
The
which is the PR, right?
Yo,
Oh boy, the PR. All right.
this is
This is
this
something
is
we're gonna be talking about
terrible.
for a little
This
bit.
is a terrible graphic.
First of all, the main thing I want to talk about
It's not
is
that bad. It's
everyone
We've had worse
everyone was
ones, though.
extremely disappointed in the graphic.
I like it.
Everyone I know was
It's-
very disappointed in the
The
graphic.
main reason
the only reason I really hate it is that they took Pokemon as
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
theme.
Why?
Because Ned's won. Ned's number one. They took the theme of Pokemon and made
Should
it.
have made a snake, just a bunch of boxes.
But it doesn't like to see if
It-
they were
that's-
if
the
they were
aesthetic
gonna do
is
that,
just missed.
Wait, wasn't
That's
it-
my
Yeah,
problem.
exactly.
Wait, who's Dragon Ally? Who's that makes it? Who's Dragon Ally?
Oh, that's I believe Pete's wife.
Pete's wife.
Pac
Oh
Beezer's
yeah,
wife.
yes. Okay.
Yeah, and like I
So-
said, I understand what she was going for with the whole like Pokemon theme because Ned's number one. He's a Pokemon trainer, and it makes sense. But like, I don't like the aesthetic
So,
personally.
if you guys were there for all of Smash
But
4, I know Bush
that's
was there.
irrelevant.
Oh,
anyway.
for half of Smash 4.
Half of Smash 4. It was mainly Dan that was actually doing it.
Yeah,
And almost every single one of them, everybody was like, yes!
because
They loved it.
it was player. It was the top players. Whoever made top 10 would make the choice of what the PR would
Exactly,
be. We would
so-
vote on it. So
I don't think people exactly like it when you just make a basic theme and just make it for everybody. It should be personalized to what they and cater to what they want.
100%.
To be fair, though, when
Yeah.
Smash 4 first came out, wasn't it just basic PRs?
It was.
It was.
It was. No. Actually, Knight was also in charge of doing.
So it was just a bunch of waifus.
Yeah, it was a bunch. People all
I remember
loved it.
that, yeah.
People all loved it. They were like, yes, but then Dan was like, no.
We gotta switch it up.
Let's actually make it semi-professional. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? Fine, that's fine.
But
This
on,
is
on another, like, I think we should just move on because we all agree.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
it's just
Well, about the PR graphic, I personally enjoy it, but the most important thing that we can really take out of this, or the most surprising thing, was me number 3 and Tyra number 5, right?
Wait. Before we get to, can we just do the top 10? Because that's what I think people
Oh, okay.
care about.
So number one is Ned.
Number one is Ned.
Makes
Obviously,
sense.
The boy.
Seth coming in second. You know, cleaning up house,
Yeah.
beating Yeti and everything.
Twice.
Like that. Twice. And then third, Bushi.
That's him.
Our UGS
Surprisingly.
Bushi. And we got Super Dan from Unrivaled, and we got Tyroy from what's the name? Source Gaming, is that all it is?
Something
I
like
believe
that.
so.
And then we got another UGS member in Raven King, and back-to-back UGS member in Frosty, number 7. Number 8, we got Hit Point Tournaments Rickles.
He's a TO, by the way.
Yes.
How dare we,
Yeah,
Chicago?
right, what's-
And number
How does the TO make PR?
I'm not gonna say nothing about that. But we got
Yumu comes after
Number
that.
9 is Yumu, and then number 10 is Panda Bear. Now,
And that's the top 10.
So
And
let's
like, don't get us wrong. There's 25 on there. We would list them all, but that's gonna take a while.
actually, I personally think our PR should have been top 15, so I'm okay with listing the top 15.
That's fine.
Everything after that, they're good players, right? But they're more like gatekeepers more than anything. Gatekeepers
it's
to the
more
mid-level.
like
they said
they're
they
just
wanted to
there.
do top 25 for the first 2. I think after everybody was like, oh, we don't need it, they'll just do it for this first one.
We'll see how it goes.
We should have totally stuck with 15.
15 was the perfect number in my opinion. So we got
every single person I've talked to. They all have something to say about 16 through 25.
it's super hard to
and
rank.
like everyone else, they're like, I can see that. You know, like everyone 15 and above, they can like, they're like, yeah, I can see why they're there.
Yeah.
I'm okay with 15.
Like, I don't understand.
So 11, we got Earl of M, right? Who had a really strong showing in the beginning of the season. Kind of slacked off near the end. We got Jimbo,
Slice.
which makes
12.
number 12. A lot of good
Atada.
wins. Atada, Hydra, and then Moniker.
Yeah.
So-
But, like I said, none of those are questioned.
No, none of them are questioned, but they're really
15
good.
is- some people actually have some.
Moniker deserves.
Who
to
takes
be-
Moniker's spot?
I'm not saying. I know people.
I
said
get
that.
that.
to me.
I've had that conversation, but like after by the end of the conversation, they agree.
Yeah,
Like,
they're like-
I get
Yeah.
you. I get what you mean. Like
Strong
Moniker
showing
should be
from the
there.
beginning.
I'd
There's
say-
absolutely no reason why he shouldn't be on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could honestly, when it comes to, so real quick, Josh King, Snoofle, Kane in that order after 15, 16, 17, 18. I think honestly, you can make a case for any one of those players being in any of 15 through 18.
Josh King, no, in my opinion. Snoofle, no. Snoofle had a really rough beginning of the game.
The
He's
only
starting to
reason
show up
Kane
near
is
the
so
end.
low is because of his showing.
It's because of February. February literally fucked him.
Yeah,
Like he had
Kane should have been top 15, in my opinion.
He didn't do so hot in Second City, yeah, and because he didn't do well in February. But if you look after February, barring Second City, fantastic in March. It was okay. He was pretty strong in January. It was all right in December too.
All right, so actually, I have one thing I want to point out. Out of all the names on this list, number 1 through 25, we've only have one new member that wasn't really known in Smash 4, and that's Nautilus,
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna say Nautilus is the only one that.
Nautilus, the Pichu main. He was originally a Meta Knight Sheik main. When he first picked up this game, I played with him quite a bit on Wi-Fi. Didn't play him for like 3 weeks. He picked up Pichu. I played him, and he started bopping me. And I was like, okay, this guy's good. He ended up winning a couple top cuts, top cut
Good
weeklies,
game plus.
and he won a weekly yesterday. Had like 47 entrants over Panda Bear.
Is that the one up?
I think up north,
Yeah.
Chicago.
It's not the. It's GameWorks.
I think so.
No. It's the U of Chicago one. The GameWorks one. Someone else won.
So Panda is one of those players where I don't think anyone can really doubt his skill on just a base level in this game. But are
Yep.
you a little surprised with the lack of activity he's really had when it comes to all the other players who are like specifically 11 through 15 that he made top 10 other than players who are more consistent?
Yeah, so I personally don't think Panda should have been number 10. He had a strong showing in the beginning. 5th at Midwest Mayhem Ultimate. Very good. But he ended up losing to Fatality, I believe, right? Didn't really take any other names besides Moniker at the tournament.
Yeah.
So it was a good placement. Made pretty decent money, I presume, as
Yeah.
well. But where's the names, right?
Did
So
he
that's
go
the
to-
biggest thing about Panda is like, where are the names?
Did he
You're
go
number
to
10.
Frostbite, Frosty Faustings, or Retro Arena? Did he go to any of those?
Frostbite, he did not go to, I believe.
Okay.
I do know this. The names he's taken was pretty much in that 1 week that he won Ignite.
Yes.
And I remember this,
beating Tyroy.
beating Tyroy.
He's taking a set off of me as well.
Yeah, taking a set off you. And he's taking a set off you for spring training.
He's also beating Frosty.
He's beating Frosty. So overall with Panda Bear, his inactivity at the same time as seemingly could have hurt him, it also blessed him. Because it's like,
Yeah, we're like
no one's used to him.
yeah.
No one's
No-
used.
No one's used to him, and the fact that it's like, well, when he comes, he usually does well. That's what everybody
Yeah,
says.
I believe he did go to Retro Arena, one of the Retro Arenas or the Super Retro Arenas, whatever they're called.
Didn't he get 17th?
Yeah, he didn't place too hot there. But that was mostly because I believe he was busy with school and work
That's
at
the
the time.
unfortunate thing because he is he's young. He's 18, 17 years old. I mean, he's someone in the scene who definitely genuinely wants to be more involved, and he just has other things in his mind right now. And it's the unfortunate part about it.
I believe he has more time to play now, so hopefully he can keep his number 10 place.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest spots to actually hold on to. As someone who was stuck in the number 9 to number 10 spot in Smash 4.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the hardest spots because people want that position. They just want to hit that top 10 spot because that's where a lot of the notoriety comes from, right? You hit top 10 in your region, you're good.
Panda is one of those people, in my opinion, who can be top 5 if he's
He can be
consistent.
top 5 if he's more consistent, and he has to show up more.
I will say this though, I know that he is another person who is not able to attend a lot of tournaments.
Yeah.
The only reason he really comes to TriPoint that often is because of LP Crossover, who drives
Okay.
him. But Atada is super good. Atada, I
Yes.
forgot how good Atada was, honestly.
Atada's so busy with school now, though. He's in college
Yeah.
now,
Wait,
so
what school does he go to?
I don't know the exact school, but I know he's far. He lives far now.
Because I know this much is because I did not know it, but his sister looks just like him. Went to U of I too, and I was like, I can't even. I was like, you look.
Familiar.
You look I'm like, because I worked in the dining service. I was like, you, and she's like, do you know my brother? I was like, who?
That was my ringtone.
I know. I was like, who? I was like, I don't know. And she's like. And then I saw Tana, and she was like, I was like, you know what?
Yeah, that's
I was like,
why.
I couldn't like ask her about because I was like, did your
awkward.
brother play?
Yeah.
He walked into the first time he came to TriPoint in, I think, for this whole. I don't know if he was a year.
It's just 2 weeks that he came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he walked in and he came up to the register, I was like, "Why? Who is this? This person looks so familiar. Why don't I know who this is?" And he's like, "Oh, Tada." And I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like,
Nest God.
He's a very humble guy, so you wouldn't even know like.
Yeah.
He's kind of
'cause
soft spoken too, so
Yep.
it's like
I haven't been to Hit Point in so long. I forgot what he looked like.
yeah.
Yeah.
He barely even attends Hit Point now. He's barely there.
And that's
Cool, man.
because
Cool.
he's so good.
Yeah, he is also
so
really.
good.
He plays Wi-Fi a ton though. We're in a couple of the same discords, and he'll always be good. Data has one of the strongest fundamentals in this game.
I do want to give a shout out to the 3 guys from UGS though for making top
3, 6, and 7.
Yeah,
That's so sick.
We have the highest average. I mean, lowest average, I should say. Yeah, we have the lowest average out of the team.
I mean the fact that all three
golf.
sponsored players from this company made the top 10 is huge, right? So
Yeah.
we all played out of our minds this season.
Sorry, I can't play you yet.
No, you're fine.
Don't tell people that.
he made like $200 last night.
The
What are you
benefits
talking
are
about?
worth.
Look, we are
everyone.
we're a very coddling. No, I shouldn't say coddling. We are a very caring group.
Yes.
We make sure to take care of our people, take care of our players, make sure they're at home here. I mean, hell, we were even starting a podcast with one of our players, man.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I'm gonna be
great.
honest. Like when I was with E2C, like there were a bunch of awesome guys. You have Joe Sturm and a bunch of other guys from E2C. Love them to death. But something about when I'm with you guys brought out like my inner meme, right? So it's great. I joke
Great.
around a lot with you guys.
One thing I enjoy about the UGS crew is the fact that we're all a bunch of goofs.
Yeah.
And,
We're very
it's great.
family-esque when it
Yeah,
comes to
it's
every
great.
other.
Well, we actually have a family, a semi-family.
Yeah, we're not afraid to roast each other either.
No, for real.
No, we actually have a semi-family in this group. We have.
We literally do.
Yeah, we actually kind of do. We got.
You
Yeah,
got
TOGG and his.
my wife and kids and my dog.
yeah, who is like basically the
Our
mascot
Yeah.
of UGS.
Shout out to UGS
Shout out to-
dog.
I've never
Bruno.
seen this dog. I gotta see this
Shout,
dog.
never
shout
seen
out to
Bruno?
UGS
No, I
dog.
haven't. Oh no, yes I have.
Yeah, my
Oh, that's
husky.
your dog?
My husky.
That's your
walking
dog?
around, yeah.
Oh my god.
All right.
Okay,
So,
okay.
I know you don't.
Before we've gotten on
Everyone
a little
knows my dog.
tangent, but I know we wanted to
Come to
bring up-
TPS, you'll see my dog.
Yeah.
There was one thing we really wanted to talk about.
Tyroid being number
That
5.
was
Yo,
the
that
one
is
thing that,
that
we're
is
like,
a
So-
that is a question.
Yeah, that is a big question mark. So let me just first off with saying I did not expect to be top 3 this season. I expected to be number
Yeah.
1 in the beginning of the season simply because of my showing, right?
Yeah.
But then after the season started to progress and we got near the end of it, I was like, all right, Ned's number 1. 17th at Frostbite, beat Mars. I was like, okay, yeah, I beat T in Fatality. That's not comparable to Mars, right? Ned's number 1. And he had a really good showing at a Super Stack tournament, right? Seth didn't cross my mind for being top 3 until Retro Arena.
Yes.
Yeah, where he beat Yeti.
Well,
Or
actually,
Second City. Second City.
Hold on,
Sorry.
hold on.
Until Second City, where I was like, okay, Seth's top 3. I didn't know if he was gonna be number 3 or number 2, but I knew he was top 3.
Also, top 8 at full bloom.
Full bloom.
Yeah, top 8 at Full Bloom as well.
Outplacing that.
Oh, that's true. He did. So yeah, the deserved spot for number 2. But then I thought for sure Tyree has to be top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those weird situations again where he just, when it comes to the consistency and the
didn't
unfortunate, he's at college. That's
Yeah,
just how
he's
he
super
is.
far away.
So you know
He's
what's
living
crazy?
life right now.
Number 15, anonymous moniker, argues every time I talk to him about it. I mean, this is moniker opinion, so
Yeah.
Hashtag-
H tier.
Hashtag.
so let me say it like this. let me say it like this. My man Moniker says straight up, Champaign is a stronger scene than Chicago.
No.
That's
Stronger
incorrect.
scene-
You have Wasabi, you have Tyra, you have Moniker.
So
Who else do you got?
I'm not. He's just saying like top chaff is arguable against Chicago, or just even the mid chaff of Champaign.
I can actually believe that because they actually do get good practice with each other. I can believe that their mid-level players are better than our mid-level players, right? But their top-level players, if we do a crew battle, put
getting
our
wrecked.
top 3 versus their top 3,
They're
there's
getting
no way.
wrecked.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm. Look,
Yeah, it won't even be close.
That's my alma mater, so that's why I'm like, all right. I'm also trying to defend
Support them.
my Shambana boys, but at the same time, I'm like,
We gotta look at reality though.
I'm
That's
like, let
the
me say
thing.
it like
And
this.
Chicago
I ain't afraid
sucks.
to. Yeah.
Like, wait, actually, no. Think about it like this. Atada, who were just big upping, a guy from Shambana beat him in that one time that Atada came second. It was Sweaty Lemons.
Yeah, Sweaty Lemons is good. He did win Tri-Point too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So,
He beat Atada. Granted, it was a game 9 situation, but it was like
Close.
he still won it.
Yeah. Good
And-
win.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna be fair. That week was kind of weird because like there was no real PR players except for Atada probably. But then it's like Atada didn't win, but Sweaty Lemons could have lost against Atada and could have lost against Salad. Like I don't know if you remember that set. It was like
Those were upsets.
yeah, like it was like Salad probably should have won, and then Sweaty Lemons was like no. I
So
won.
the Sweaty Lemons is good, right?
Yeah.
But he's on the come up right now. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. He's hasn't put a lot of results out. Tri-Point, which is his first big win, right? There was a couple good names here too, as well, right?
it was just mainly Atada.
Yeah.
Atada, okay.
Okay,
Atada and Salad.
yeah.
Salad coming back from college.
Yeah.
Played. Salad has actually improved big time
Yes.
as well. So
Switch it to Palatino, switch does that.
yes, I mean, when switch from Isabel to Palatino, which is huge. But he needs to be more consistent. So he got upsets, and upsets are good, but you have to stay consistent, right?
Yeah.
You beat someone once. I don't expect him to beat Atada again.
Definitely didn't when you saw that. No, he double beat Atada.
Yeah, but
2-1 but I mean,
I
yeah.
lost the Panda twice in one day and then destroyed him the next time I faced him.
How I view it is that he destroyed Atada the first time they faced each other in that bracket. Second time, the reset was like one game's like, oh snap, I can kind of take this, and out of nowhere, Atada was like, no. And then in that second set, when I thought Atada was gonna run away with it, Sweaty was like, huh, I got it.
I got
today,
it. Yeah.
homie.
And that's what I'm thinking. Like, if they play again, I think Atada will just steamroll.
Yeah, this is the thing about like really good players with strong fundamentals. They might get upset, right? So I'll get upset. I lost to what's his name, Eclipse, right?
Yeah.
But if he beats me twice, that's gonna be an issue for me. You know what I mean? Like usually a top player adapts, right? They'll take the L, they'll learn from the L, we'll watch the VODs, learn, adapt, beat you next time.
Yeah, and that's what
Research.
I feel like Tyroy really does well.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
Yes.
But that
That
makes me
boy.
question 5 though.
Like we said,
it
it's the lack of results.
Wait till
number
summer.
one, it's bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, wait till summer PR. That this is gonna look like.
Yeah,
I
when summer comes, Tyro is probably going to be number 1 or
He could be
number 2.
number one.
Hear me
Yeah.
out. I'm actually gonna go out on a limb here. I think when summer results are done, I don't think he's gonna be number 1 or 2. I think he's gonna be 3.
Who's going to be number 1? Me, baby.
I think. I know. Let me say it like
The
this.
confidence.
Number one probably would stay as Ned or something like that. Number 2 is
How dare
Flex.
you? How dare you?
Number 2 is Flex. I say Flex between.
Flex. Oh, Flex. I was like, who's Flex?
I-
Flex.
I say Flex because it could be you.
Mhm.
It could be Seth if people just don't know how to adapt to Yoshi or how this.
I have a Yoshi block, but I think I'm slowly getting there. Last few times, like he beat me last time, but it was actually pretty close. So I think I'll get to him. Seth is obviously better than me at this moment. He also plays a lot more than I do.
Yes.
So it makes sense that he plays with really good players all the time. So it makes sense why he's number 2. I can see him being number 2 or number 1 for a while, but I want that number 1 position.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody.
I think I can get it. I think my biggest challenge right now is going to be Ned.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it's
Yeah.
Flex between you and Seth because
Yeah.
I don't think like as much as Tyler's my boy and everything like that. You know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean,
I just enjoy how active the Chicago scene is.
Yeah, we have one of the most active scenes.
But while being one of the most active scenes, we don't have that many events outside of weeklies.
Yeah, we have like 0 monthlies.
We're literally just like, yo, do you want to play Smash all the time? Yeah. Do you want to play Smash seriously, like for a bigger event?
Maybe.
I'm gonna be honest.
Perhaps.
Like, besides last TriPoint, which was super stacked, most of the time people who want to play seriously go to Ignite. I mean, that's what it's been known for. I want TriPoint to become that, and it's starting to become that slowly, right? But for right now, if you want to play more serious, like you want that monthly vibe, you go to Ignite. It has its clicks like the monthlies do.
Yeah.
Everyone's sitting by themselves. Top players are talking to each other and stuff like that. It's one of the weirdest environments to be in, but it's also the most competitive environment because everyone cares about the results. You know, me getting 4th was a heartbreaker. I was really sad last Ignite.
I feel you, but the main reason why I feel like TriPoint is the one that's looked at like, oh well, it's for fun, but it's people are starting to slowly come to it because, well,
A lot of people, a lot
like,
of money involved.
That's what they're like. Oh man, it's free. I can just come in, and then now people are like, oh wait, they're all coming at the same time. Like, oh wait,
It's not free anymore.
And
Yeah.
they're like,
Well,
let's space it out.
people saw me or Raven King taking the first place jackpot, right? Which was like $200 every single week. So
Yeah,
top
they were
player
like,
looks
"I
at
want
that.
money."
I want that money.
I
Like,
want
I
that
can beat
money.
Bushi. I can beat Raven King. Let me go.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah, and that's great. That's what we need.
That's how Ignite started as well. You had like 150 people show up every week, and the top player's like, "Well, yeah, I want that. I want that money." So
We've the largest weekly we've ever hosted. I think was 130 or 131, something like that.
Yeah, it was about 100.
Yeah.
And I'm like, our venue
can hold more.
and our venue is so beautiful. I cannot describe it. It's like compared to any other venue. I'm not even just trying to like flex on them, but I feel like ours is the best for the
Listen,
weeklies.
we can flex. Okay, we have one giant room that we're squeezing everybody into. But when we outgrow that room, we have more space to
Yes.
expand.
Exactly.
And that's one thing that is a beautiful thing.
That's something most other weeklies don't have.
They don't have that ability. They don't have that capability of just expanding the area that they're in.
Have you been to the Ignite that had like 200 people?
Oh my god.
That was a nightmare.
Wasn't that Ignite 100?
No, Ignite 100 only had like 150 people.
Oh, I was not there.
No, it was a
You were
random
squeezing
Ignite. It
people.
might have been Ignite 100
You were
actually.
squeezing people
Yes.
side by side.
It was the worst
bad.
experience, and it smelled.
Well, come on, bro. What are you talking about?
And it smelled really
Talking
bad.
about, we're gamers. What are you talking about?
Amongst that too, there's only 16 setups too.
Yeah.
No, 19, because they had the 3 in set. No, 20 because they also.
I think for Ignite 100 they had a little bit more than that. I think they bought up more space.
Okay, very small.
Yeah, because if you have 200 people, they ran it like a monthly. They had pools. I believe they started running it with pools because you have 200
You
people.
have to.
The
Yeah.
At that point, you have
In
to.
my
biggest-
opinion, once you go past 150 to 160, you should probably run pools.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
for a weekly. Like, I understand.
Pools
it's
makes life easier.
It's like, come on, bro.
There's no way you can do that kind of tournament and like
Straight brackets.
exactly. You can't.
Yeah.
You would be there for fucking.
But the biggest thing with that tournament specifically is even though that I will say this every single time we compare venues, even though Ignition has sort of just a more gamer-esque competitive feel to it, it's just too squeezed in for that many people.
Yeah.
It's just way too tight of a space.
I mean, even when it hits 100 people, you're still squeezing.
yeah,
I feel like people like it, though.
it's a good
People
I
like it because
I
you're
like
next to
Ignition.
friends. So it's like when you're part of the cliques, it's nice. But if you're an outsider coming in, it's hard.
Because it's like, I mean, and like the people who attend these events sometimes, especially the newer people, a lot of the times when they're coming to events like this, they're very nervous and anxious. Like it's their
Yes.
first time doing anything like this, and then all of a sudden you have to be squeezed into other sweaty.
The biggest complaint I've heard since Ultimate came out about Ignition is the fact that people go into cliques, right? They don't feel welcome.
Yep.
When I talk to random new players who want to get into Smash, right? They show up to their first Ignition, their first tournament ever, right? Be like, well, I just want to play some games and get to know people. This is why I'm here, right? But everyone doesn't want to talk to me because they don't know me. You know what I mean? So it's just
that was
like,
one thing I did. I have the privilege of being part of the UGS guys when I
Yeah,
went
so
to
you-
Ignite for the first few times, but I had people to talk to.
yeah.
But when they were busy all playing, because I got knocked out
What do I
early,
do?
I was just sitting there like, all right, well,
Well, no one wants
What
to talk to
do
me.
I
I just gotta
do?
watch
I
the
just
stream.
gotta sit here and watch stream by myself.
I got
Freaking
I was
cool.
privileged in Smash 4, right? So when I first went to my first Ignite, I was a nobody, right? But it only took me 2 months to become somebody because I beat Dan. Ever since that Dan set, when Bayonetta came out and I beat him, like everyone started knowing me. People were willing to talk to me because I was a good bail practice at that point. So I started building friendships and joining cliques simply because of that.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate that it takes something like that for happening.
I mean, I'm being honest.
yeah,
It's the
the
competitive.
beast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
it's
competitive vibe
It's,
of it.
I mean, that's just FGC in general.
Yeah.
The thing
Yeah.
is with me, however, is that I'm the complete opposite though, because I don't play ever. I don't play into any tournaments. The only reason why I know as many people as I do now is because I talk and I'm friendly and I joke and I have fun.
You also do commentary, which is
Yeah,
huge.
exactly.
You put your name out there.
Yeah.
So people get to
people,
know you.
People know I'm the guy who talks about games.
Yeah.
And I get put on the top 8s at the weeklies and I discuss. things.
Discuss video games.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
favorite thing is when we do commentary.
It's great.
Yes, it's
I think
fun.
we've genuinely gotten good at being a commentary duo, which is
Yes, which is a meme half the
like
time.
yeah, it's like
So-
wow.
I'm jelly that you guys have stable commentary duos because every time that I'm putting on commentary, it's like, man, just go with random Joe Schmo. I'm like, damn.
Don't put,
That happened.
don't
to
put
you,
me on a mic.
That happened to you
do
one
that.
time.
Wait, how many times? I don't think you understand how
Listen,
many times.
I can be on a podcast with a mic in front of me. I perform. You can't expect me to be esports.
That was the hardest thing. You remember when I first started doing commentary with you?
You swore right away.
The first thing I did was swear.
Hear me
Yeah.
when I say this? I always found
first
it
time.
weird that
I'll drop an F bomb as soon as you put a mic
esports
on.
is like, yo, man, we can't swear. I'm like, why? Like that's a real question.
Why?
Why esports can't swear?
Sponsors.
Yeah.
Well,
ads.
they're
So
saying that-
we want a family friendly. Like there's kids that watch this.
Yes.
You understand? There's children. Like who's the biggest crowd of people?
Children.
People are like, oh, it's adults. No, it's not. It's children.
You have
Yeah.
to kind of go into if we're gonna talk about that, you have to really start asking yourself how bad are swear words. I mean,
They're
honestly,
terrible.
like I don't think so at all.
He has
I am
kids,
a
so
parent,
yes. So they're terrible.
and no, that's the thing. Is like I am a parent and I am bad. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I swear so much that I was afraid my kids' first words were going to be a swear word.
yeah.
You get me? And it turned out that like it wasn't,
Yeah.
thankfully. But when they started speaking sentences, that they would start putting swears in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they learned how to structure their sentences with swear words.
Yeah.
They're like,
That's
"Hello,
bad.
Father."
Okay,
That's
but,
real bad.
like,
As a
so-
parent, I have failed them.
So that's okay.
Which is my point. So like I just don't I like in society, well, the way society looks at things, when you swear you
You
look
put yourself
dumb.
down. Yes.
You look dumb when you swear too much, and that's a problem. But at the same time, it's like, as a parent, I don't want my kid to look dumb. You know, so
all swear words are just Germanic and root. People just hate Germans.
but people
apparently.
use them as adjectives.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Well, also the biggest reason why we can't swear is, like I said, ads, right? So let's
Yeah.
say
Sponsorships
weeklies,
don't like that.
sponsorships don't really that matter as much, right? Because it's a weekly. You're not gonna really get a sponsorship besides maybe plugging a tournament that's coming in from a month from now, right? But the thing is, what happens if this company, let's say UGS, gets hired by SNS to be the mainstream, right? So let's say Nintendo sponsoring an event, right? Let's say another company sponsoring an event. If they look at our previous VODs and they see us swearing, right, they're gonna be like, this is unfriendly content that goes against our
Yeah.
guidelines, right?
I mean, it's
so they
Nintendo.
won't hire you as a company. So that's why most
Most places care about where the money is coming from.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hear me when
And
I
if
say
the
this,
money
though.
is coming from a place where, like, you know, McDonald's, if they're a sponsor for us, like they have children.
Ron's.
Yeah,
Like
Ron.
Ron,
The House of
if
Ron
Ron's, if
sponsors
Ron's,
us.
game-
Sponsored
if
UGS.
Ron's signing a check, we're squeaky clean.
If
Yeah,
the
you
House
understand
of
me?
Ron sponsored UGS, Swanner might actually have a stroke.
all
Hey,
I'm saying is that, like, the thing is, if you look at even older stuff that is not just Smash, just like other stuff, they swore on their commentary.
Yeah,
They were a little
older.
bit
it depends. It depends on the type of game.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you
Because
watch,
like if you ever watch a Mortal Kombat,
oh,
They don't care.
who
they
cares?
don't give a shit.
well, I'm
Yeah.
talking about, like, if
They
you
will
watch some
destroy-
old
They're not getting sponsored by
StarCraft,
anything anyway.
they're
if you
not.
watch some old
I mean,
StarCraft,
well, they're getting sponsored. Like even NetherRealm when they sponsor the
Another
tournament,
realm
they-
sponsors them, but not like an outside
But like that's
company.
my point. And
Yeah.
that's like, but that's because they're like, this is mature content.
Yeah.
Kids shouldn't be watching. it.
Yeah.
how it is normally is that the people who sponsor only go where the money is, and people started putting that rule of no swearing afterwards because they thought that they lost sponsorship because of swearing. Now, I mean, let me say like a StarCraft. I used to watch StarCraft a lot. They used to swear. A lot.
StarCraft is dope, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They used to swear.
I hated watching League.
Okay, League is now that's why I feel like people got the esports thing from, because
League of Legends, yeah.
because
Gone.
Epic Gaming was like, you cannot do this, and then everybody started following suit, and that's when sponsors started following suit,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Which is fine.
What?
But again, it's I think it's more so the main demographic that you're going to get watching a Twitch channel
Is a child.
is a child.
Yes.
A kid somewhere between the ages of 6 to like 13.
I think that there's like I think about this a lot, and I think about the line between like family friendly and just being like just squeaky clean and being like being what?
Euphemisms, use them.
Well, yeah, and being able to just be like homies and talk about whatever. Because when I think about how like when I think about like a fun scene when people could sort of do whatever and it was free, I think of like homemade waffles-esque old Melee commentary. Like I'm talking about when they just said whatever the fuck they wanted to.
So
like,
yeah, well, but that's the thing. If you think about it,
man.
yeah, if you think about it, like when this scene started with Melee,
yeah,
that was a grown folk game.
yeah.
There were kids playing.
Super grassroots as well.
It's still
They
is.
weren't.
The
They weren't.
only
There were
peop-
children playing
It
that
still
game
is.
competitively.
The children that played,
But
were
now there
outsiders. The children that played
Not
were
Melee.
outsiders. Like
Not for
King-
Melee. I'm
for
talking.
Ultimate.
I'm talking like as the scene progressed for Smash, it became more
Younger.
kid friendly.
I think
Yeah.
here was my thing that I was mentioning before, though. Obviously, your kids who are very like 4 and 2, right?
To what?
Five,
your
two,
kids.
4,
They're,
2.
yeah,
Yeah, they're very small. Like them swearing is like,
it's adorable.
yeah, it's and they don't really have
It's
any
hilarious.
concept of it.
Yeah,
but like, okay, you think of like how young is the youngest person that's going to watch a competitive Smash tournament? I'd say like 11.
6.
No,
6 years old.
I don't know.
6.
Yeah,
I've seen-
6.
I have
My
nieces-
cousin
I have
watches my
nieces and
content.
Are you-
nephews
really?
that-
Yes.
I have nieces and nephews that when I told them I did a Twitch channel, they were interested in watching.
Yes.
And I was like, you cannot watch me.
I am I'm, like seriously. That's why if you look at
And
at the time, the biggest
they're
streamer?
like they're like between like the youngest one I know is 8 years old, and that's a child.
So
You understand me?
you notice on our channel whenever like a VOD is posted of me playing, like instantly when it's on YouTube it has like one viewer. It's my cousin every single time. It's my 6-year-old cousin.
let me say
So.
like this: like Twitch is slowly becoming what TV was for a lot of these kids.
yeah.
That's the internet in general.
In general. So yeah. So that's
Yeah.
why it's like you're saying how young are they? They could be as young as people who watch TV. They could be 2, 3 years old if they won't understand a damn thing to watch it.
I'm
They'll be like,
surprised that my 2-year-old knows how to work a tablet as well as my 5-year-old.
Dude, that's the new generation though,
And
man.
that's just
That's
but
my
that's
niece.
my point. It's
That
like
scares
it's
me, man.
scary.
Yeah, it's
how
scary.
well they know. Like I put ad block. Like I put a blocker on there so that they couldn't access the internet. He got around it at 2. At 2 years old.
Got around it.
2 years old.
I looked at what he was doing because he brings me the tablet when he can't figure something out.
Yeah.
And like because he's frustrated,
Yeah.
so he like walks up with a tablet and it was almost at a porn site. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, thank God they're wearing lingerie. But what is this? It's like, what are you tapping?
He's like,
So like when I went overseas, my little niece, she's like 2 years old as well. So she'll take my phone and she understood how to use the keyboard, not by like actually knowing the letters, but just knowing how it looks like.
How what they like what mom and dad type.
Yeah.
I know what to type.
Yeah, and
Like
then that's how
I
they
told
get
my
to
kid put Elmo on there. He goes, all right.
they just
I was
know.
like, how do you know?
Yeah,
How do you know how to spell it?
they don't
You
know.
don't even
It's
know how to
just-
spell your own name.
Yeah, they
You know how
don't
to
know.
spell
It's just-
Elmo?
Yeah.
man, man.
You should have named him Elmo.
I cannot
Would have been
wait.
way easier.
I cannot wait for us to be like when we're in our 40s, 50s, and then we look at these.
Oh my god.
And
The
then-
new generation of
And then,
kids.
I don't want to be that old grumpy man looking. I'll just be like, dang, word, y'all progressing like this, word, dang.
I mean, that's
I
that's
had
how
a
our
razor
parents
phone.
were.
exactly. They're like,
Like that's how our parents were. They're like, why are you always on your phone? I don't understand. And
We're
we're
gonna
like,
parents
we're
are not
gonna
like that.
all be
Yeah,
living
we're
in
texting
wall,
each other and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I remember when I got my first razor, right? So
the
like, that was
T9.
huge, right? And my mom was like,
kids nowadays don't even know what T9 is.
yeah.
I used a flip phone in middle school. My
Yeah,
first phone.
T9, bro.
Yeah.
oh, you said
That-
flip. Man,
Are you talking about those
was-
like
was-
small like
when I was
Nokia
ninth
phones?
grade,
No,
Like
no, no, no.
one?
The T9. So what T9? What T9 is back in the day when you wanted to spell a word, you had to hit it multiple times. Hit
Oh,
it.
yeah.
the
That's what
text.
that is.
Uh,
That's what that is. That was our keyboard. we would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that's we would
That
know
was my
exactly.
first phone.
That's
That was
exactly.
Razor was the same way,
Yeah,
man. Yeah,
Wait,
that's
wait,
my
so
point. Like that was texting back in the day.
I need you guys
Yeah.
to look up the Verizon chocolate.
I got this.
That was my favorite.
Yo, I had that.
Dude, that was the phone that I fucking wanted when I was in middle school because I was like, oh, you
I
can
had
play
that
music
phone.
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Technology
Oh, no.
has
Yes,
come so far.
this was the same color I had it too. Hold up. I
It
gotta
was
put
like
this
it was
on.
like the red and then there's a white one that was like.
I had the red one.
Those were the ones that I was like.
You
that
can
is-
buy it
Yo.
so for 80
That
Oh
was
my
bucks.
God.
Exactly what that
Yo, you can still people are selling this for $80
For
still. That's
$80.
ridiculous.
bro.
That's like a $20 phone now.
Verizon Wireless.
Dude, that was
Oh, of
my
course.
that was my
Yeah.
fucking shit. Like I was like, that's what I wanted.
Yeah, man. It was actually perfect for music, man. I love this
Sick.
thing.
And then I was like, and then I looked it up like
There's-
2 years ago. I was like, yo, this is
There's
wild.
someone listening to this podcast that has no idea what we're talking.
Yeah, like no clue. What
Like,
is
what's
this
a
talking-
flip phone?
Yeah.
I had a flip phone, and then I upgraded to a BlackBerry, and then a
I
smartphone.
had a BlackBerry as well.
I had
That
a
thing
BlackBerry
sucked.
for
Yeah, it was
1
not
week.
good.
It's not good.
1 week.
I had it for 1 week and I destroyed that.
It
Phone.
was not great.
I
No.
hated that.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Dumb phone. I
My
hated it
first
as well.
phone
Yeah.
was a Samsung Gleam, but we had it amongst the 3 children. So it's like, oh yeah,
You
I
share
know.
it
No.
with each other.
Oh, my
God.
dad
that's
was
a
like,
bad-
he was
that's a
he was
bad
cheap.
play.
And then no, what happened was that I lost it the first time I ever took it out.
Oh,
Lost
God.
it back. My dad took $70 from me, and I was like, all right, Dad, just, pay it back. My sister lost it for 4 weeks. The battery was soaked, waterlogged.
Oh.
You could only use it while the phone was
Remember-
charged.
Remember
My
when
dad
we
did
had
not
to worry
take a
about
damn
water
dime
with
from
our
her.
phones?
Yeah, no, I don't care. I mean, look at this. This actually has my phone actually has holes inside of it, and I just use it normally when it's raining, and no problems with this phone.
This one's waterproof, so I'm good. I'm alright.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We used to
IP68.
care about dropping our phones in water. Now it's like
Now we do it
ah.
on purpose. You want to see my phone?
You want to see
float?
this?
Yeah.
Have you ever
Let's see
seen?
my
Look,
phone.
look,
Have you ever seen that?
We'll play a video on it and then see how long it lasts.
Have you ever seen that that one sketch from Robot Chicken where they were like in a boat in the middle of the ocean and it's like, hey dude, look at my new laptop, it's waterproof, and his friend grabs his laptop and he's like, really? And he throws it in the ocean and it sinks and he goes, I didn't say it could float.
Wait, isn't that nerdy dude that always? I used to watch Robot Chicken.
Who is Dirty Dude?
Nerdy dude?
Nerdy dude.
No,
Oh
I thought
my
you said-
God.
Who's dirty?
The nerdy dude.
you're talking about Chicago.
Yeah.
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 That's my favorite recurring character.
Oh
The
god.
guy was so stupid, dude.
I
I
like-
used to have a love-hate relationship with that show. Sometimes I'll
It's
love it. and
still that
sometimes-
way.
Really?
It's either good or
It's
bad.
still that way.
My
It's either
favorite-
good or it's bad.
My favorite recurring character is Bitch Pudding.
Yeah.
Bitch Pudding.
I'm
I
s-
love Bitch
sick.
Pudding.
Maybe because I haven't watched this show in a long time. That nerdy dude.
It's
was my
it's a
favorite.
it's a niche show.
like
Yeah.
Seth-
Very niche
like,
show.
I used to think the show was trash, and I used to like the show at the same time. But I was like, Seth Green, he's alright to me. And then what I found really funny is like I forgot that he voiced Chris in Family Guy.
I just love how they rip on him.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like,
They
"Haha,
talk
Robot
they
Chicken."
talk shit about Robot Chicken on Family Guy.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
And then he's okay with it. He's like, alright.
No,
Yeah.
he like starts trying to defend it, and then like
yeah, but
no
I mean,
one
like real
cares.
life, Seth is okay with it. He's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
He thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
He helps write the jokes for that show. Like
Man, Family Guy used to be good.
Used to be. I was about to
it's
say.
like South Park. Used to be good.
What
Wow.
else?
South
you
Park.
guys-
I still think South Park's
you
pretty
guys
funny.
have
I haven't
some
watched any of their
odd
new seasons,
Yeah,
but
we all thought
you
that was
wouldn't.
good at something.
Really?
You
Oh, it
wouldn't,
was
no.
Family Guy was definitely.
I heard the
good at some
political
point.
season was pretty funny.
Like season.
Really?
Like,
You don't like it?
Season like
My
1
friends
through
liked it.
3 was good.
I have a hard time ever seeing that Family Guy.
Family Guy used to be good.
Maybe because I watched. every
Listen,
single
it's not.
episode.
It's never gonna get as bad as Simpsons.
Yeah, it's worse.
Okay, fine.
That's I completely.
Wait, didn't they?
disagree.
Isn't
I
Simpsons off the air?
completely
They stopped,
disagree.
right?
No,
Or is it
they're
still
still
going?
They're-
New
they're-
episodes?
they're-
Simpsons are still going.
There's
New
season
episodes?
28
They're
or
still
season
going.
29 at this
Wow.
point,
Yeah,
and they're
they're
like,
still. They've had the 200 episode already. They've already had almost, I believe, the 300 episode.
They have.
already.
Wow.
They've killed off Mrs. Krabappel and Apu.
They
why
killed
they
off
kill
Apu.
Mr.
Recently they
Why
did.
did-
So.
Not Mr. Apu.
Why? Well, I mean,
just
why they
Apu.
kill off a pool, man?
You know.
Oh,
why.
for racism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was like,
yeah.
he's still
That was a
he's
huge
like the
thing.
most popular racist character
That was
on
a huge
TV,
thing
and it was
for
a
a while.
huge thing. And like
Huge thing.
no
I
one,
remember reading
no
something
like
about
there were memes going all around like he's the only person that like lived the American dream because he came to America, like he came, like had a
There were
Actually,
reasons
yeah.
why he was actually
did
because he
things.
was actually
he went
like
to college and like he
he
was
was
the
a
most
smart
educated
dude.
person in the entire
Nah,
cast.
man.
Yeah.
Nah,
Like-
nah.
Can't do it.
But he had
It's
to
too
say-
racist.
But
He fits
because
the
he had an
stereotype.
accent.
He fits the stereotype too much, bro. Oh my god.
he's,
Because he had an accent and he worked at a convenience store.
Yeah, it's
That
too
was
much.
I wish,
Too
I
much.
wish, I wish they got a Nigerian guy.
Oh
And then-
no! Stop!
No.
Just stop
Have
right
him do
there.
the same thing because Because every
Have 'em bring a dog in a
every
cage.
Stereotype, almost every. I actually have a photo about that. That was fucking hilarious. Almost every stereotype that Indians have about the convenience store or driving taxis, Nigerians do the same thing.
Well, never mind the.
Yeah, I mean, to a point. I mean, like I actually been in a bunch of taxis where it was a
It'll
Nigerian
never get
dude, so.
it'll never get as bad as like the Asian ladies in nail salons.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's probably the biggest
I was
stereotype.
trying to,
You
like,
know,
stay
there's
away from
actually
it.
history behind that, right?
What's the history?
The history is that was the businesses that they were able to create across the seas.
Oh.
Like that was the only businesses that they kept bringing up and
I had
popping
no
up.
idea.
After after the World War,
Yeah.
they basically couldn't do anything, so they didn't really learn many trades. So that was the one thing that they were able to teach the females to make a lot of money off of.
Oh, we also got an
Yeah,
article
see,
going on.
Vietnam right there,
You know
right
what's
after
crazy?
Nam.
Yeah,
This is like a Smash podcast.
we did mention we would bring up anything.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
bringing
that
it
is
back.
true.
This
Oh,
is a guy podcast.
Idriel's calling.
Yo,
No, put him on a
answer it.
speaker.
Answer it.
Put him on speaker.
Don't tell him what we're doing.
Welcome to the podcast.
No, I'm telling you.
Adriel.
Hey, Idriel.
Oh yeah, you probably should.
We're on the podcast right now. If you want to say hi or anything, you can.
It's not.
That's Asian Mike. There he is.
It's
I love when you called him that on.
Don't
mic.
call him Asian. It's Polaroid. It's UGS.
Everyone knows him as
Polaroid.
Asian Mike.
So you calling me?
We have
so,
multiple mics on.
Yes,
here.
we
What
do.
do you want?
Multiple
Like,
mic.
dude? Hey, I'll take it off speakerphone.
We'll talk about it in a second.
Dougie has a
Well,
conversation. But never mind the fact that like Homer Simpson is like the stereotypical fat, white, dumb, stupid.
But everyone's an
slob.
American, so no one cares.
No one cares. It's double. It's.
I mean, they
double
still have the
standard all
Bumblebee
way.
guy in the show.
Ay, Chihuahua, no
Yeah.
es bueno.
But no one gives a shit about that. We don't care.
Yeah.
No.
No, I mean most people don't care. I mean, a lot of people have been watching that show for.
No, I mean like my
28
race doesn't
seasons,
care.
You know what? I actually wanted to bring up at some point. We're a very diverse group, aren't we?
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
I actually just
It's
noticed
so
that too.
beautiful.
You mean our actual podcast?
we have a,
Yeah, our actual podcast right now.
what's your ethnicity?
Specifically, I'm German, Irish, and Native American.
Well, there you go. So
Okay, so white,
we have a German.
Yeah.
black kid,
Black.
We got a Nigerian.
Nigerian. Okay, let me be honest. If you say it's a Nigerian, sometimes they'll be like, I am not African. I am Niger. I am Igbo Kwanu. That's the type of stuff that you say. Alright, bro. Like, alright, you got it, man.
I really like that accent. That's one of
That's
my
one of
favorite.
the
That's one of my
best
favorite
accents.
See, the
accents.
thing is,
My accent just sounds stupid.
look, the accents for West Africans are a lot more similar than people think, but at the same time, there's so much more diverse. You have to know like the right pidgin English or like chopped English. Like it's,
I like how you call it pigeon English. It's
That's
called
what
broken.
it is.
It's called
Yeah.
pidgin
it is.
English.
Yeah.
It's like pretty much
It's a legitimate term.
I had no idea until now.
If you go to like even Jamaica, there's a lot of pidgin English too, but theirs is a lot more defined. Everybody knows.
Theirs is
exactly what-
refined.
Yeah.
It's Rastafarian.
And we got a Palestinian.
Yep, full blown Palestinian with a little bit of Turkish in my blood.
And you're what kind of
I crossed the
no.
border, my friend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so you're Nicaragua.
They're trying to they're trying to make us build a wall. Is what let me put it that way.
Guatemalan? Okay. Oh, there is a wall in Guatemala and Mexico, so hey.
Well, there's a.
There's
wall-
always been a wall.
There's
I
a
know.
wall.
It's always been there.
right now. There's
It didn't
walls
help.
everywhere, Chucky.
There's walls. You know what, man?
There's
Hey, we
four
need- we
in
need
this
to
room.
Destroy all the walls.
Yeah.
We need
I
to
feel like
break down
I'm
the mental
stuck.
walls.
We need to
around-
break
Get me
down
outta
all the
here.
mental walls to women, to men,
But
and
just
everything like
just
that.
to be specific, I'm Mexican.
Oh, word?
Yes.
Word?
It's just to be
You're
specific.
Mexican?
Dude, I saw-
Mexicano.
Mexicano.
I am a Mexican.
That's I love it. I love the fact that I can just be the
Racist?
only yeah.
Yeah, the only.
I was gonna say. I was
Wait,
gonna
wait
say,
a minute. If we're
I
talking
can
about
be the only
racists
white
in
male.
here,
I'm the
Chucky.
only white
Hey,
male.
what about me?
You know,
Remember the
that's
snake
one
thing and me?
That's
Oh,
one thing we.
that's
That's one thing we lack, though.
You brought it out. I was like, holy shit.
Being a white male.
No.
Wait, gosh
Wait,
dang
that's one
nuggers.
thing we lack, though. It's the only thing we
Oh my
lack, though, in this room
What?
is a female perspective.
Yeah. Well, we have Bushi.
Wow.
Wait, no.
Let's be
My man
honest.
has coldest
Let's
feet.
be
I was
honest.
gonna-
Let's be honest here. If we're gonna go that way, like the most feminine
It's
one
me.
here,
It's
is
100%
definitely
me.
looking
Oh,
like
it's not even close.
I mean,
you'd make the best lesbian.
Yeah.
You got the haircut already, man. You're ready. You're ready.
My haircut's fine. What are you talking about?
You also got the bell shape. Hey, man, let's
Come at
go.
me, bro.
Weren't
Chuck
you
keeps
talking
hitting
about
on me.
you have birth?
Hey.
Hey, Zach, weren't you saying earlier that you have birthing hips?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I thought for some in my head I was like, yeah, I already said that on the podcast. And I was like, oh wait, no, I
No,
didn't.
I
you
did
did
not.
I have birthing hips because your wife was in here and she was like, I said I said I don't get hot, and then your wife is like, you're skinny 150-pound ass. Of course you don't get hot. And I was like, well, I'm not really that skinny. And she was like, what pant size are you? I'm like 32. She's like, skinny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like both Steven and I are like, he's 38, like a spit 38. I'm 38, 36. If you're still 32, man.
How are you 32 and I'm 32 and I weigh more than you?
How much do you weigh?
I weigh 210. Yeah, 210.
You have small bones, man.
I have
guess
birthing
so.
hips.
Yeah, I do have birthing hips.
I guess so.
You 210?
That's the
Yeah, I'm
thing.
210.
Like, I
I'm
mean,
same weight.
I don't know.
But to be fair, most of my fat is
Dad bod?
Belly.
Yeah, got
You
that,
see, the
got
thing
that
is
beer
though,
belly.
Same.
Yeah.
like pant size doesn't immediately correlate to like weight. I mean, like it's sort of like bra sizes, where it's just like it doesn't just like.
Well, guys don't carry weight in their hips.
Well, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why.
I'm sorry. It goes to my thighs and my
Yeah.
butt.
Goes to our bellies, our thighs.
It goes to my
Yeah,
butt. My
and the
belly
glutes.
is not.
Mine goes to my
belly's
face and my
fine.
stomach.
Mine goes to my face.
I like
100%.
having a big butt.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I've always had a small butt, which is fine.
That's
You
why
see,
I like
if
big
you
butts.
see pictures of me when I was like 18, you wouldn't believe it's the same dude.
I've seen pictures of you at 18.
I
Yeah.
did not. I have not seen pictures. of
Hey,
you.
Steven, I've seen multiple pictures of Steven. He looks different in every single photo I've ever seen him. He looks different in every
Almost
photo.
as different as
I go
Samantha,
through
right?
many stages. Almost as different as what?
I'm joking.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
No one knows Samantha. Don't worry.
So, I actually do want to bring this up. So,
Yeah.
this month is going to be a crazy month.
Oh my god.
So-
Wait, are we talking like
We're just talking
Gaming,
about
or-
gaming. Let's talk about gaming first. We got Mortal Kombat 11 coming out.
Yes.
Okay.
I fucking
Yo,
love Mortal Kombat.
as much as I don't want to bring hype to it, I do enjoy Battle of the Grid, Power Rangers.
Yes.
That game is sick.
Yeah,
But
I
they
don't think
kind
I've
of
ever- I
messed
gotta
up
look
with
this
the
They did
release.
messed up.
That's what
The
messed up.
release, but what I will say though, it's hilariously fun because it's infinite combos.
Are you being serious?
Yes.
Is this a real fighting game
Yeah,
coming out?
Power Rangers Battle for
Like
the Grid.
no, people were saying this is like legit,
It's a
and then they
legit
just
game.
messed. They borked up on the
It's a
release.
legit game. You can.
That's only
literally buy it.
$20.
Yeah.
What?
It's still so right now. The reason
Watch
why
the trailer.
it's 20
muted.
bucks is they only have like 5 characters, like 10 characters, I believe.
Like it's actually a good game.
It's a good game.
But Infinite Combos does not make it seem like it's a good
fucking
game.
hilarious.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be.
There's
like,
ways to get out. It's just it's funny
Oh,
that you
okay,
can like
okay.
infinite combo the computer, the CPU.
Oh, okay.
dude. I'm not gonna lie.
This comes out.
It's already out.
It's already out. It
Oh,
just came out.
oh,
It was just released.
$20 ain't bad for a full fighting game. But how many characters?
Like I said, it's like 10.
Okay.
10 or 11.
I thought it was.
There's
actually-
one unlockable, but you had to pre-order to
Oh,
unlock it.
okay. Well, it's like just every single Power Rangers character.
Yeah, pretty
Yellow,
So
my
it's
favorite.
using different generations,
Okay.
Everybody likes the.
and
first
then
gen,
obviously
for whatever reason.
freaking Draken, because
Yeah.
everyone loves Draken.
I was never really a Power Rangers kid, to be honest.
Where?
I watch.
You
Dude, that,
should-
remember the
Just-
first Power
let me
Rangers
put it
movie
this
where
way.
the red
You're
guy
not
dies?
a Power
in the
Rangers kid. That's fine. Read the comic. The comic is amazing.
Yeah.
Let me say like this.
Power Rangers comic is
Okay,
way better than any of the shows you've
This
ever-
game
have
looks
ever seen.
dope.
Yeah, it's fun to play.
If you got $20.
It-
Oh, what? He's just bringing
wait,
giant
wait,
feet
wait.
from the sky.
Yeah.
What
I don't know if
the-
we should be plugging this in unless we're getting paid. I'm joking.
We're not plugging it in.
not-
I'm just
I've
throwing
actually
it out
been
there.
paid by Power Rangers.
I'm just
today.
throwing it
Yeah,
out there
it's
because
fine.
it's,
They
it's,
hired
it's
me
a fun.
to-
It's,
Yeah,
a,
it got
it's a
bushy.
fun fighting game that I was actually refreshed in playing this game because like it's
You have
been
it?
a while.
Yeah. Oh my god,
Yeah, I
we gotta
just
play it
bought it.
sometime.
Yeah.
We gotta play it.
Wait a second. Sesh playing this game?
It sounds like it'd be fun. So this looks dope. This just came out. But Mortal Kombat 11 is gonna
Yep.
be the biggest fighting game this
Oh
probably
my god!
maybe this year.
I
It's
honestly
probably gonna be the biggest
cannot
fighting game
believe
this year.
The amount
this
of
year there's not really gonna be
Much-
Oh, you have Sam Show that's
Yeah.
also coming out.
I don't think it's. I think Mortal Kombat's gonna be way
Okay,
better.
gonna
what's
overshadow.
What's
that?
that Japanese fighting game?
Sam
Sam
Show,
Show.
yeah,
Samurai
it's
Shodown.
super slow paced,
okay.
a bunch of neutral.
Alright.
It looks dope, but it's like
I've been looking forward to a Sam Show, but I understand why people get hyped for NRS. It's just that NRS games just don't look great to me.
have you seen
But
this
no,
game?
no, but I'm saying 11. They said, fuck that.
Yeah.
We're gonna make you actually try to like this
So
game.
we do have someone in the
They-
Smash community that works for NRS,
They
Chevy.
They
Right.
ripped everyone's expectations for this game.
They're like,
Yes.
yo, you like animations? We'll do one better. I'm like, oh,
So I was talking to Chevy since he works at NRS, right? Obviously, he couldn't give me any like super details and stuff like that. But I asked him like, so usually like Mortal Kombat, it looks good, but it never looked like this,
never
right? Like,
played like this.
never played like this. It didn't even look like this. Like this is looking like super realistic to a point where it's
This is like 4K.
yeah, even the blood looks so
was like,
cool. I
what
was
the
talking
hell?
to me, he was talking to me about like how they made the blood shaders, and it's like this whole program where it took him like ages to get the right shading on the
Yeah,
blood.
so it's hilarious because I actually I know game design.
Yeah.
And, I was watching YouTubers. I'm big on tech.
Yeah.
So I watch a bunch of them, and they were talking about that exact thing. It's a legit. It's a separate program.
yeah, it's a yeah.
on
That's what he
its
was
own
telling me.
That
I-
it's specifically designed to just create
the blood
that
effects.
blood-
Yeah.
that effect.
And
I
he was telling me of that, and
They
it-
went and spent money on buying a software just for that.
I'm telling you, they wanted nobody to make fun of them for the one thing that's always been their biggest harbinger. of
Animations.
The animation.
Animations.
Yeah.
Just looks stiff.
In this game, it doesn't though.
That's why I'm looking forward to this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you can
Also,
customize all the fighters.
have you guys seen any like of like the 4K images for the
yeah.
game?
Yeah.
With like Baraka when he's like just like you have
Yeah.
a close up image of his face and you can see like
You
every
can see-
small detail.
He legit has details on his teeth.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
that's how sick.
So
that's
I-
how close they zoomed in.
So I was talking to Chevy about like, yeah, how did you guys make it look so good? And he said something about like they take like a picture of a rock. Like for example, they want to put a rock in the game, and they would take 360 degree angle pictures around the rock and implement into a program to like give it its like actual shape and actual edges and like the design and the texture of the
Yeah, that's
images
why
and
it
stuff
took
like
so
that.
long to get this game out.
Yeah.
How long has it been in development? Like three and a half
4.
years? 4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
NRS usually comes out with a game every 2 years, but it usually switches from Injustice to MK, Injustice to MK. So.
But I feel like Injustice
But this has
2
been the
was-
longest delay since the last NRS game.
That's why I
So
feel like this Injustice 2 was kind of like more rushed, and they were like, all right, let's get back to
And
the-
Yeah.
what they did with Injustice, they had to get a game out.
yeah.
Yeah,
they had
fine.
to.
They had to get a game out. They put something as quickly as they could put together.
To be fair though, it was
Without-
super polished.
Exactly, without like risking the
It was a super polished
yeah, it was
game.
a polished game.
To me, Injustice 2 still had very, very.
Oh, the mechanics were an issue, but
I-
the game itself was
I'm just saying,
polished.
I
it was
believe
just still just
I
stiff
believe
with
that's
the
when
dark
they
side.
were I believe that's when they were changing over their software.
Maybe.
Possibly.
That's probably why.
Because if you look at still like
'Cause it's like
Captain Cold,
with Rockstar. Rockstar just bought a brand new engine, completely brand new engine to create the next GTA game.
Really? So just oh god,
It's gonna be
man.
completely. It's gonna have like
2022.
so much more, so much more to do. But that's
2022.
because they're building in a completely new engine.
That's crazy.
That's the reason why Kingdom Hearts took so freaking long.
It was
They
part of
kept
the
switching
reason.
engine.
And they
You
also
know what
kept
I'm
switching
Is
directors.
Kingdom Hearts good or bad?
Number 3,
yeah.
Yeah.
it's
I would-
average.
It's average.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Exactly what I was about to
The
say.
problem with Kingdom Hearts is it's very story driven, and if you haven't kept
That's
up with
dumb.
the story,
It's dumb.
if you haven't kept up with the story, you will be lost.
That wasn't my biggest issue with it. I wasn't necessarily getting lost when I played because obviously I played most of the games. I played 1, 2, Dream Drop Distance, and Birth by Sleep.
Let me put it this way: if their story requires you to they have to put a separate like part of in their game just to explain the story.
Well, a lot of games do that though.
No,
not to the extent.
not to the extent that they.
What
Kingdom-
a-
Not
to
the
the
extent
extent-
that Kingdom Hearts does it,
not
but a
to
lot
the
of games
extent that
do
Kingdom Hearts-
backstory
If you're
stuff.
no,
ruining
I'm-
the flow of the game,
I'm talking about
just
like
explain the plot.
like you try to start a new game
Yeah.
fresh.
Oh, you're gonna be
never
lost.
Played it, but if you hit new game, it tells you should watch this cutscene first, and it just like recaps stuff.
Oh, you're talking about the beginning cutscene with the Skrillex song?
No, I'm talking about the entire separate bottom half
Oh.
of the menu
I
that
didn't
tells
even
you
know.
like watch this video because it explains everything.
I didn't even see that option. Well, I played most of the game, so I didn't really need that much of a recap.
Yeah.
But I can see it being frustrating for someone. You can't just pick up Kingdom Hearts 3.
No,
you can't just pick up and go if you never played a Kingdom Hearts game, which is a big, underlying issue for the game. Because how do you get sales, right? So you need new players to get more and more sales. But my biggest issue with the game was the lack of worlds.
Yeah.
Right. Kingdom Hearts 2.
You never played Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I read about that.
No.
Kingdom Hearts 2, you would return back.
Unless you're willing to play like 9 games.
Play Kingdom Hearts 1. And then
The
don't play
biggest
anymore.
issue with Kingdom Hearts is that every side game, like the Game Boy games and like the PSP games, were all mainline games. You have to play those
DS
games.
too.
Yes.
Hear me when I say this. The only thing that I really care about is it's an RPG, right?
Kinda.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
If it's an RPG, I just care if the mechanics are good.
It's an action RPG, and it's very slow when it comes to reaction time.
Oh, that's boring.
But it started out like really slow, and it progressively
Got
better.
faster, but the new mechanics in number 3 for the fighting are pretty trash.
Yeah.
Magic is
Because
overpowered.
that's my point. Is like
Thundaga,
they took
stupid strong.
Exactly. They took what number 2 did well, and they tried to like make it better, and it just made it
That
worse.
free flow movement.
Yeah.
Okay, that free flow movement in Dream Drop Distance on the 3DS
Yeah,
was
it
perfect.
great. It was beautiful.
Why didn't they just bring that back instead
Because
of
they
having
tried to improve it.
It was not an improvement.
wasn't improvement.
No, it was just
They
worse.
tried to improve it, and it wasn't improved.
Yeah,
Let me just say like this: Square Enix is known to just say, "Hey, great things. Let's
Yeah,
throw it
Final
out.
Fantasy 15, beautiful game.
Oh,
It's gorgeous.
Did you
Plays
see
like ass.
Verum Rex in
Chrono
Kingdom Hearts
Trigger?
3? Did you see that little cutscene in Toy Story?
Yeah.
That is supposedly because the director for Kingdom Hearts 13 Versus, which turned into Final Fantasy 15,
Final Fantasy 15.
that was his original design, apparently. Verum Rex is the original design for Final Fantasy 15 or 13 Versus.
Yeah.
Which is pretty dope. And rumors are is that he's going to bring it back, but not call it Final Fantasy and just implement it in Kingdom Hearts 4 or whatever it's called. So that'd be a cool concept. It's a rumor, but we'll see.
Yeah, but no. Overall, that like I said, it was for the stiffness, at least in Injustice. I feel maybe it was probably because they were changing the way they were going to design the next game.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that's a possibility.
I mean,
I just know that
fix it. That's
Dude, MK11s.
it just
too
looks
hype.
so.
that game.
It's way too hype.
It's too good.
It's that
too
game.
good. It's too hype.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Animal Crossing on the Nintendo
Stop.
Switch.
Can we not talk about Animal
Let's
Crossing
go,
here?
Animal
You know,
Crossing.
you know what I'm actually excited for though?
Animal Crossing.
Avengers though.
Oh no.
Oh, are we talking about movies now?
Oh yeah, well, because
If we're switching to the other side of entertainment, we gotta talk about Game of Thrones.
So see, okay.
Well, let's finish with gaming and then let's say Game of
I was
Thrones.
saying, like,
and
we're
then
switching
Avengers.
over. We gotta talk
So-
about other stuff.
They haven't announced the release date for Animal Crossing, right?
They've
Still-
not done anything.
Besides
Jack
saying that
shit.
we're working on it.
They've done nothing.
Dude, okay, if you don't know anything about Amethyst, he's a big Animal Crossing.
I hate it.
Comparable to the Panda Love
Worst
level
worst
of Animal
series
Crossing.
of games ever.
Why? Because it
No,
didn't-
see,
No, because I have nightmares from Panda.
Bushi,
no,
Bushi has some of the worst.
I
things.
enjoy the
How dare
game.
you.
I enjoy the game, but I grew up on Harvest Moon.
I love Harvest Moon.
Like,
What is
I
Harvest
just-
Moon?
Harvest Moon
It's
is
the
like
same thing.
It's.
I grew up with
no,
Sims.
Well, okay,
it's
so
the same thing to a different degree.
it has farming
It's a
aspects.
farming
to it,
simulator.
but it's more interesting than I
Farming
make it
simulator?
sound.
It's
I don't know
really
how to.
Okay.
You'd have to play it. You just have.
I
to
probably
play it.
won't play
So
it.
you
No,
ever
you
played
won't play it.
Stardew
Yeah, I
Valley?
probably won't play it. Yeah, Stardew Valley is
That's
actually pretty
That's
dope.
Harvest Moon,
Harvest
just
Moon.
gutting it to the basics.
Okay.
Yep. But Stardew Valley is better than any Harvest Moon game.
Harvest Moon is like it's the game that created Stardew Valley.
Yes.
Okay.
Like
And
the guys who created that game were passion. That was a passion project because they loved Harvest Moon, but they didn't like the way the game played.
I
I felt
heard
like
about
the
it.
game could do way more.
What was
Okay.
the first? Personal question. What was the first Harvest Moon game you played, and who did you marry?
Back to nature, and I forget her name, but the blonde chick.
Back to Nature. That, I didn't.
That's
know.
the PlayStation
Talking
1.
about.
That's like the OG
Like
PlayStation.
Muffy.
with you
Was it? No,
people,
that's
I
Wonderful
realize
Life.
I'm not
Never
It's
mind.
Wonderful Lives.
Yeah.
No,
Really?
Back
Yeah,
to
I'm
Nature's is the
Never
PS.
played that one.
PS.
Yeah, I've
Yeah, I
been
didn't play
gaming.
that one.
I've been
Yeah.
playing games since I was like 4.
I realized after talking to a
a
lot
long
of these
time.
people, all you gamers, I really realized I do not even play that many games.
I don't
thought I
either.
used to do.
You see that bookshelf?
Yeah, I was talking to Steven about that one day.
I need
was
to
like, you
really
played like
actually-
everything I ever had.
Let me
I-
say it like this: I don't really play FPSs. Never been my thing.
Yo,
Modern Warfare 2? Come on,
Right?
man.
I played it. I played it.
Until
in
the
high
javelin glitch happened.
I told-
Once
Yeah.
the javelin glitch happened, that game was
Yes.
ruined.
School. I,
You were saying,
I,
sir. Hold on,
I
don't
played
cut him
that
off.
all the time in high school, and I say all the time, and I mean like 2 times a week.
that's
Really?
terrible.
That's not, I didn't have it. I had
Yeah.
because my parents are like, you should
Focus
not,
on
I have
school.
like
Focus on
how many
school.
systems are there? Like
A lot.
11,
Like
12?
about 10, 11.
I would say 12.
Um,
12 systems total.
I'm so jelly.
And the
but-
reason I have those is because I've had that Nintendo sitting there for like 20 years, dude. That Nintendo I've kept since my brother bought it.
See, I actually kind of agree with Chucky. As I'm someone who doesn't really consider myself that big of a gamer. I need to play more. I just need to play more video games completely.
I've been-
I don't
beat
know.
'em.
The problem is time. We're all older now, man.
yeah,
I've been
That's so
I
much
was
harder now.
addicted,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
same.
saying? Like, so I had friends that I would go to their houses
To play.
just to play video
Yes.
games.
My friend, I had the
Like-
same video games as him. So like, but the thing is, I would go to his house to play Modern, like when Modern Warfare 2 came out.
Yeah.
We were on the subject.
We
I
had
would. I
LAN
had the
parties.
game. I had the game at my house, but I would
Yeah.
go to his house to play.
I
Like-
did the same thing with Black Ops.
Like my
Oh, I
my
hated that
partner
game.
Corey.
Black Ops 1 was so
me and
good.
Corey
It was
used to
okay.
hang out all
The
the
FAMAS
me
was
and-
broken.
Me and Corey,
The FAMAS is so broken.
me and Corey used to hang out all the time just to play Rock Band and shit.
Oh, dude. Okay,
Like-
so like
Rock Band's good.
Yeah, it was
first
a
time I
fun
ever
game.
played Guitar Hero Rock Band was when I was in 9th grade. I felt really bad because everybody played it when they were like in 7th grade. Like when it came out, I was in 4th, 5th grade.
First Guitar Hero I played was in Guitar Hero 3, so I was much older when. The
Oh,
games
so
came out.
yeah, 8th grade, 9th grade. You're
yeah.
the same age.
No,
So
I played
yeah.
that game in first day. First game.
Really?
First game.
I had
first
no
day came
interest in
out.
guitar until I got older in my life. Like I
I
picked
was
up
always
the
a musician.
guitar now.
I saw your you didn't respond to my tweet. I said I was gonna teach you how to play the ukulele.
I did. I
They
saw
should,
it. and
they
I was
should do
like,
like a band
dare
cheer.
you.
Like,
I don't wanna learn the
they're like,
ukulele.
hey, you want to learn how
I
to
got
play
guitars, but
trumpet?
you wanna learn to-
Do you want,
I know
you
how
wanna
to
learn
play
how to play like
kinda.
a trombone? Like that should be like one of the
My brother
guitar-
knows how to
like,
play that.
I play all over it.
First instrument I ever played was a trumpet.
Same.
I was
you
like
basic.
in 5th grade.
Okay, basic. Yeah.
Snare drum,
Same.
percussion.
All right, see, that's my shit. All
That was
right.
percussion.
Wait. Do you like when did you stop playing trumpet?
Literally like 5 months after I picked it up.
2 years.
Weak.
2 years.
Weak.
Yeah,
I
if I'm
didn't
being
like
if
it.
I'm being honest, the first instrument I was forced to pick up was the recorder.
Well, that's.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, that's
That does
everyone.
not-
That was like
Everyone had to pick up the
If
recorder.
I ever go up to someone and be like, "Are you musician? You play instruments?" If they ever come to me with bullshit, it's like, "I played a recorder." Fuck you.
yo. What if they're professional
Yeah,
recorders?
that's what
and
to
shit?
say.
Like
Someone,
There's no-
professional
there's no
recorders.
such
I'm
thing.
still mad.
It doesn't exist.
like
I play the kazoo. Like, what the fuck? Come on.
No, they play skin flute, bro.
Oh, stop. No. Anyway, back to the point.
Wait, what
It's,
were we talking
I don't know if you
Video
guys
games?
like.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys
I hate
consider
Chucky.
yourselves like that. That to me gets me because like there's so many people that are like, oh, you're not a real gamer if you only play one type of game, and that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because like if you play a video game and you're into it, like my wife and all of her like friends, because they're women,
Yeah.
they love mobile games.
Yeah.
They love playing Love Nikki. I don't know if any of you
Never
guys know
heard
what
of
the
this
heck
game
that
in
is.
my entire life.
It's a dress up game,
Dude.
and like
that adults are playing.
that yeah, they're all adults.
Don't you know the people who actually played the games the most
Are mobile players.
No, 25 plus all women.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They play the most games.
Yeah,
Because they're all mobile players.
Because they're all mobile players and they play consistently every day. They have challenges that they have to be in the
kinda
game.
like in Halo Reach every week.
They have,
every
but
day
they
you got
have it
challenges.
every single day. She
It's
has
just
an
a
alarm
different-
that goes off, and she's like, "I have to play my game."
It's
Yeah.
And I'm
serious
like,
out there.
babe, like, what are you like? You're cooking right now, and she's just like, "No, I'm just gonna do the game real quick," and then like
It's-
puts her phone off.
It's
to
a
the side
different
and plays it.
subcategory.
And, but that's my point.
It's
Is
real
like,
gaming.
Yeah,
but I
exactly.
hate people that look at my wife and you're like, "Oh, you're not a real gamer."
Like, what does
And it's
that
like,
mean?
What does that mean?
You know
Go
what
have
that
sex.
means?
talking
Go have
about?
sex
You,
with someone.
you know what
Like-
that means?
Like, what is
You know
that?
what that
What are you
means?
talking
It's
about?
like you don't fit that stereotype of like you're not at home doing like
Listen,
It's
my
changing.
wife is on that game for at least 9 hours out
Yeah.
of the day.
this is what I'm gonna say. Gaming and everything in life is changing.
If
so
I
much
played a
faster.
game for 9 hours,
that is gaming.
no, people would be like, "What are you doing with your life?"
Well, if
There
you
is
have free time. When you're younger, you have so much free time, right? I mean,
We're all
we could
gamers.
probably.
But I'm an adult.
I can say that I.
would people not consider us real gamers just because we play Smash?
If I have free time, I play Smash. I mean, yesterday I was here for 8 hours.
That's
playing
my
Smash,
point.
You know
That's
what I mean?
exactly
But
my
I was
point.
making money.
but that's my point. Is like someone would look at you and be like, "Oh yeah, that's a real gamer." And
See,
it's like,
that's the thing.
but
That
what
does
if-
make me a real
What if I
gamer.
play?
fact-
What if I play like 3-4 hours a day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. I like the fact that we can have sort of subcategories. I believe this whole real gamer bullshit is stupid. Like
Yeah, it's dumb.
my thing, love horror games. I'm a huge horror guy.
I love horror too, but my
Horror-
heart can't handle
I wish
it.
I
See,
played
I'm-
horror.
I just met Mr. X
Half the games
in
are-
Resident
Oh,
Evil.
God.
love
I just-
Resident Evil 2.
The
It's
remake.
so good.
I've-
Yeah.
The original's great too.
The original
Yeah, it's-
amazing.
oh,
I played
fantastic.
almost every single Resident Evil game besides those like weird.
You said
weird.
Resident Evil 3? Get out.
Nemesis?
Definitely
it's not that
worse.
bad.
Definitely worse.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
worse
not
than number
bad.
2, but it's
Look,
not terrible.
let me say like
No
this.
Code Veronica. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I never
Code
played
Veronica.
Veronica.
Okay. Code
I'm gonna throw my
Veronica's
blood and turn.
alright. You know
and it
what I
goes
don't
on fire.
understand is why is everybody like Res 4? That's always the
How
one.
dare you?
Yeah,
Resident
how
Evil
dare-
4?
how actually
RE4 is
dare you.
amazing.
I'm more like, okay, sure, because I didn't grow up when everybody loved it.
It's-
I played it like way after. everybody
So,
killed it.
during
it's a-
that time-
it's a fresh take on
Yes,
Resident Evil.
It's a
while
really
it's
good game in
kept
general.
some of its horror vibes to
which
it.
is why
Which
why
is why it
people
made it so
enjoy
cool.
it a lot. Like if
Yeah.
you've played the original Resident Evil, like 1, 2, and 3,
with the tank controls.
exactly,
Oh
it's a nightmare.
The
Yeah.
You
best.
know? So being able to like over the shoulder, kind of like be able to move around a little bit more freely was
Yeah.
great.
I don't
It was
know.
beautiful.
It brought a bad thing like in quick plays, the quick play thing. You know, like how
Quick. You mean quick time events?
quick time events.
Yeah.
No, that was the thing. Though.
Shenmue did that before.
But that was the
big
thing,
thing.
though.
I hated
Resident Evil 3 Nemesis had like
I mean,
not
God
quick
of
time
War-
events, but
God
you
of
had the
War has
choices,
quick time
right?
events,
Yeah,
so no one
There was
noticed.
a lot of choices. I don't know. I always liked. I like slower games like you can just choose how you go with your pad. I don't like games like in the cutscene that you think is just like it's just.
Oh, that was Resident Evil 5 in a nutshell,
So
where you're punching the
did you
boulder.
enjoy did you enjoy God of War?
I never played God of War.
God of War's
I,
fucking
how many times I told you I did not play a lot of games. I'm trying to tell you.
That's fine.
I was
I'm not mad at it.
I know.
What
I
if
know.
Steven walked out? He's like, I can't.
Just flip
Can't
the
do it
table.
anymore.
Everyone's
I'm
just
like, let me
out.
let me tell you like this. If it's not on a Nintendo console, I'm sorry. I had to go to other.
oh, you were a
places.
Nintendo baby.
Yeah.
My parents hated me playing any game, and I'm like, they only got on board with the
Yo,
cheapest system.
did your parents let you buy Conker's Bad Fur Day?
I had to steal it.
My uncle had that game and let me play
I
it when I
had
was
to
young.
steal it. That's
My
Never
my
played
dad
Conkers.
took us to buy it.
oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, lucky.
Terrible parenting.
Nice.
The only games that my dad got me were for like
Have you ever seen God of War footage?
Yes, I've seen God of War footage.
This
So
game
they're
is
like there's
dope.
this game is riddled with quick time events.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anytime I look at God of War, I think of Shadow Colossus. That's what I think of when I look at God of War.
It's not that similar,
It's
honestly.
like Shadow of Colossus is a very very unique game.
It's
Yeah.
I look at I mean God of War 3 and up. That's why I'm looking.
Oh, yeah, no.
God of War 3 and
Oh.
up is like a
That's-
Shadow Colossus.
That's the point. The point is like they're giant enemies that you just take down like nothing.
Yeah,
What's
except for
the-
this game. The last game we actually didn't have a bunch of giant enemies like the other games did.
No, which
So,
is good.
let me-
Yeah.
because
let
I
me-
enjoyed that.
let
I
me
enjoyed
ask
the more like
grounded.
yeah.
Let me ask you this then, because when it comes to the, I'm not
It was
gonna
like
say
it was like a mature Breath of the Wild. That's what I like.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say real gamer, but I'm like when it comes to the people who like overall play the most video games, probably you, Bushi, me, and then you.
yeah.
What is your favorite? What is not your favorite video game, but the best video game you've ever played? Do you think
In currently or of all time?
of all time?
Of all time. Okay.
You guys are gonna really hate my answer.
No, that's fine. It's
I have an
I'm
answer.
okay with anything.
I'm a basic bitch.
I like. Let me say it like this. Fighting games that have the most replayability that often
Yeah.
gives me the most reason to say yes. That's one. But I mean, if we're talking about like just Soul campaign, I can go through it
Everything.
times. And
We're
everything.
talking.
The
It
one
could
that
be a
hits-
fighting
hits
game.
the
We're
hardest.
talking about the best experience you've ever
Yeah.
had in your entire life
Yeah.
in one game.
Probably either Super Metroid or Chrono Trigger. And I know
That is such a sick game.
like
Chrono
The
Trigger's-
fact that you played Chrono Trigger and
Yeah.
you haven't played God of War is sickening, but it's I'm glad
Let me
because
say
you
like,
have at least played a game that's like
I
amazing.
I
I've
like
never played
games.
Chrono Trigger.
Actually,
Yeah.
no. Let me say it's actually 3 RPGs and they all come from an SNES. Actually, no. Even though Super Metroid's not an RPG, it's Earthbound
Yo,
and it's Chrono Trigger and Super Metroid.
he-
Two
he
of
literally
which you
just
can
did it.
break. Two of which you can break super easy, and I love games you can just break to the fullest. Like Earthbound, there's this glitch where you can have
I hate
past,
that though.
huh?
I hate that. Though.
You know the rock
Yeah.
candy glitch. Yeah, that's I love glitches that just destroy the
You
game.
can break boundaries.
And then for Chrono Trigger, there's the only way you can really break the game is like you somehow just keep getting power tabs when you like.
I
kill this
can
one
I can
enemy.
beat Link to the Past in like a minute.
I never. Let me say it like this: Legends of Zelda games have never been my forte of liking. Actually, I like Legend of Zelda 2 more than any other Legend of
That's the
Zelda
weirdest
game.
one.
And I know,
It's the
I know,
side scroller one.
it's the most brutal, and I love games that are hard, even if they're arbitrarily hard. I
Kung Fu?
love it. Oh, dude, Kung Fu's hilarious.
Oh my god, I hate that game.
Kung Fu is that's
It's a
like
great game to play. but it's
really
terrible.
old school. Yeah,
Dude, I love
That's an NES game.
if you
Yeah.
go older, most of the time I will try my best to like it.
See, that's
But it's
one thing.
nostalgia,
That's one
it's
thing
forcing
that we take for granted nowadays, like Sekiro.
I don't know.
Oh, the new
That's a
From
really
Software
great,
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark
It's a really
Souls,
great. It's the same guys who make Dark Souls.
Swords.
Dark
So,
Souls.
yeah, it's just
Samurai
a
swords.
samurai one,
Yeah. Yeah.
basically. Samurai Dark Souls, basically.
Okay.
What it is. But no, like people are like, oh, it's so hard. It's such a hard game. Go play some of the older games.
Okay.
You ever play
Okay,
what is
but
it called?
go play-
Ghosts and
Goblins, dude.
Yeah.
That's not even that
Like,
hard
play-
a game.
Yes, it is.
Fam.
You're not
Ghosts
playing
and
the. I
Goblins
don't
are
think you
bad.
actually played the right
I
game.
played
Did
Ghosts
you
and
put the
Goblins, I
correct
played
game
Ghosts
in your
and Goblins,
console?
I played all the hard games.
They as a child they were difficult.
Okay, see, I came
They're
into them-
difficult still. I went to an arcade. I can't
Oh, yeah.
even get past the first
Arcade?
level.
Okay, see, the thing is, I swear to God, they just changed the difficulties in arcades. Because
Yeah,
they're
they
like,
bumped
"Alright."
the difficulty.
Oh yeah, sure.
They're like, hey,
But it's one of those arcades where you just pay entry and then you
And you
get
just
to
play forever.
Yeah.
if you look at a lot of the old games, you can tell that they're like, all right, man, we don't really have much in this game.
So
Just pad
let
it
me
out tough.
that's if you pay attention to how games used to, like how they progressed through the ages, that's how they started.
Yeah.
They started with you can't beat this game. And then it progressively got to you can't beat this game because you have to collect all these things in order to beat this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Collectathons.
like exactly. And then we got to the point where like, well, now you have to not only collect these things, but you have to do these other things in order to beat this thing to progress to this area, and then you can beat the game.
Yeah, but
That was basically the GTA syndrome for a while, right?
That
So
was
GTA
Sandbox.
3.
That was
Yeah.
Sandbox games.
Sandbox.
That's how they
Yeah.
became.
That's I think everyone who plays video games is sort of a crux of a category they just can't get into.
Exactly.
I can't do platformers.
And that
I hate it.
oh my god,
I-
thank you.
I
I'm
hate
You're
So-
not the
crazy.
only one.
Hate platformers.
You're not the only one. I have like multiple family members who hate platformers.
Yeah.
They're
I
terrible.
hate
at it.
I love all
But-
genres of game.
But
so.
it's 3D platformers.
Yeah. 3D
3D
platform.
3D platformers. They can't do them.
Like,
But if they're like
which
side
ones?
scrollers,
Like old Super Mario.
like Super Mario 64 is a 3D platform.
They can't
Never
do that.
played it.
They can't play them.
So good.
They're bad at it. But if they go and they play the original Super Mario Bros on NES, they can do it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
You see,
It's completely different.
Exactly my
I-
point.
I
But it's
can't-
still a
Yeah.
platform.
I cannot
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
I actually, like maybe it's just me. The platformers just never resonated to me because I found them just super
Easy.
monotonous and boring.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, like Castlevania. I liked it because it was hard. It was just like stupidly hard for no
Jesus
reason.
Christ,
I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
such a good game.
And I'm like, no. And then people always give crap about Castlevania 2. Now that one,
Number 2 is amazing.
that one's obtuse. I would not say it's the worst.
I love that game.
It's really obtuse.
It's the whole reason why I play Rick.
It's Castlevania 2 is like, hey, do you know how to like read into like subtext? Yeah, okay.
Oh, so
Back to game.
I'm
That's
sure
a babysit game.
I'm sure we're gonna continue this either way,
Let's go
but
with Battletoads.
I want to keep going. Bushi,
Yeah.
what's your favorite? What's the best game you ever played? Not your favorite
Best game
Yeah.
I've ever played. In
Favorite
all
or
honestly,
game. No, not favorite. That's two completely different things.
best.
Best game, then yeah.
They're both the
Yeah,
same
okay.
for me because I
Okay,
have a
that's
huge
fine.
bias because I fell in love with this game when
Sure.
I played it. Bayonetta 1.
That's not controversial at all. That's fine.
I love
great
those games to death. And the first cutscene, right, where you get off the platform and you're fighting like on this like falling clock tower, and then you finally get to the graveyard, right? And then she's riding the back of an angel, just pistol whipping into the back of her head. I died of laughter. I was like,
amazing.
I love this game. Like,
Yeah, it's a good choice.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's why I was a Bayonetta player in Smash 4.
I'm gonna let
That's,
you go
I love
Me?
that character.
Sounds such a basic thing.
Best game I ever played is Portal 2.
Great.
Oh, so good.
I
That's
love
a good
Portal 2.
choice.
It's the way that game not only has unique world building and puzzles that really sort of there's some head scratchers in
robots
there,
are
man.
fucking hilarious.
And the game's so funny.
Yeah.
I've never had a game made me laugh so much. Wheatley is like one of my
The
favorite
Stanley
video game characters of
Parable
all
is
time.
one I played after that.
Stanley
Oh,
Parable, another
so
good
hilarious.
game.
Funny.
Have
Oh,
you never
played
played the
it.
Stanley Parable?
Yeah,
That game is
I've not played it.
ridiculously
It's
hilarious.
been a
you would,
long
you would shit
time.
yourself with laughter.
it's so
It
long.
is so stupid.
But
Yeah.
the world building and like the adventure that game has brought me through, and like when you're falling down the hole and like Gladys
Yeah.
is like, because I'm a potato.
Yes.
That's shit like that is fucking
That's
hilarious.
It's a lot, even though it's in the first quarter, but still.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's your favorite? What's not
I,
your
I want you guys to guess because I'm basic.
it basic bitch?
Is
Probably
this Super Smash Bros? Please don't tell me. Okay.
Link to the Past,
Close, real close.
Ocarina of Time. Yeah.
There it is.
Oh.
Good game though. Very good game. I love that game.
It was my
pretty
introduction.
good.
It was my introduction into the world of RPG. Because
Yeah.
I never played like I played like, my first RPG that I ever played was Dragon Warrior on the NES,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and it is terrible. Okay, but when I played Ocarina of Time, I was literally lost in that world.
Yeah, I
And
was lost in that world.
I-
Literally, like actually didn't know where to go
No,
for
I-
a long
Sushi got
time.
stuck.
Yeah, I got stuck.
that was my point. I loved that.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
lost and I enjoyed it.
It was
'Cause I was like, where the
whimsical.
hell am I supposed to go?
See,
And I got to like experience that, and as a child, to me,
Yeah.
that was like
Yeah.
it was a great experience.
The
It's like-
biggest thing for me was like how crazy good
What?
Ocarina of Time was.
the first Dragon. I'm sorry. We played the first Dragon Lord.
I still have it. It's right there.
I'm just like, yo, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
the
it's great.
biggest thing for
It's a
me
great
where I
game.
realized like games could be like yeah, I've always enjoyed games, but Ocarina of Time was the first one that really opened my eyes to how good video games are.
Yeah.
Because I played, or it took me like a year to finish Ocarina of Time because I was young.
To this day, one of my goals in life, okay, is if I ever get rich,
Yeah.
I am going to make a movie from that story, from the Ocarina of Time.
Would it be
story.
Yeah.
all the characters the same and everything?
I would take it. If I could get the licensing from Nintendo, I would be the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time movie,
Yeah.
Okay.
because that story is so good.
Yeah.
You know my game that I actually do that too. No More Heroes.
No
More
that
Heroes
game
is so much fun.
Like I was like not gonna lie, I was like No More Heroes would have been one of my games that I would have said my best game. It's
great.
It's not
Good old
best
Travis.
game.
It's not. It's a good
fun.
game. It's fun, but it's definitely. Oh my god! It's a ridiculous game.
It's like come on, bro. And then No More Heroes 2 was like. I was
They
like,
just
man.
they just try to go more outrageous.
And I'm just like, hold up, they messed up in the final boss. No.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm looking forward to No More Heroes 3.
like
though.
if we're playing on my like Let's Play channel, we're playing through Conker's Bad Fur Day. My brother-in-law has never played it,
like, great game.
but he's
Yeah.
he's like, you played this as a child, and I was
Yes.
like, yes. I was like, do you not
Great
understand where my
shit.
humor comes
When you get
from? This game.
the toilet humor,
Yeah,
this is
but
best.
I fucking love
Great
Death.
shit.
Yeah, he's
I-
my favorite character.
Death in that game is great. He's got the
Yeah.
fucking
Greg.
megaphone.
Greg.
Yeah.
Greg, the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
fucking-
Oh,
It's-
you know how I knew as a kid that game was so messed up is when you start feeding the rats cheese and they just blow up, and it was
yeah,
like
one
part.
rat, he just kills himself.
Yeah, it's just-
No,
it was such a messed up game.
He played through that, right? And I
Yeah.
told him, I was like, well, you gotta feed him the cheese. So he goes and finds the cheese. He's like, wait, the cheese is sentient.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're like, oh no,
Yeah.
no, please, no, and they're like begging you not to take, like
Yeah.
you're murdering.
yeah.
I was like, I looked back at it because he was like, you're just a murderer. I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
Because literally every character he like goes and
Interacts
kills
with
somebody.
Yeah.
There are some games that like it's easy to forget how hard they just hate you
Yeah,
sometimes,
Bubsy,
man.
Oh no.
Listen, Bubsy 1 and 2, not too bad. 3D,
3D?
can rot.
It's
the
one of the
wave.
worst games of all
Can
time.
rot in
It's the
hell.
wave, bro.
It can rot in hell.
Okay, no. Let me talk about a game that's like underappreciated, but I just like the game just because of its music. Clock.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that is.
Clock. It's an SNES game.
Yeah.
It's made
It's
by
an old Super Nintendo.
Never
Tim
heard of it.
Fallon. He makes a lot of good music, but he's always on
It's
every
that.
shitty
It's that.
song.
It's those old. You know, like the. Dee, 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 dee,
Ah,
that- it's that
yeah.
type of
Okay.
music.
Oh, dude, like
The
if
synthesizer.
if we can play all the Tim Fallon shit like one day, you'd
That'd
be
be a
like,
sick. That'd be a sick drive.
because you're just like, whoa, this is pretty wild.
Yeah, that music is sick.
Like Clock has some of the best music for SNES ever, in my opinion. Even better than Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2.
Yo,
And
that's
then-
blasphemy.
It's hard.
I'm telling you,
That's
hard to find.
You say that, and then
Yeah.
you listen to Tim Fallon shit.
All right.
And
It's
you're
not
like,
bad.
you're
It's
like,
not wrong.
I
It's
saw.
good. I don't know if I'd say that.
I don't
It's
know.
good.
Because David White's is awesome, but I mean Tim Fallon is.
If sorry to get a little bit off track, but speaking about like very good games, another game I fell in love with as a kid was Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
I
that series is
love that the original, like the first
Yeah.
game.
I always
so
get it mixed
I
up
have them
with
right
the
there.
Dexter and Jax.
Jackson,
Jack and Dexter.
Jack and
I would get it
Dexter.
mixed up
Very
with
good
some-
games as well. I don't like the first game. I hate
They're
Jack
from
One.
two different companies.
Yeah,
I just whenever I
one's
think
Naughty
about it,
Dog.
it's the same.
The reason that the series came out together around the same time was because PlayStation was still looking for a mascot,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they put it out there to the companies that are first party.
Yeah.
They were like, come up with a mascot, and we might give it to you, and they came hard.
Yeah, Jack,
They came
and
real
then
hard. Jack and Daxter came out from
and then Ratchet.
they showed up to the plate and basically put out the best that they could, and both Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank were like the
To be
top
fair,
dogs.
Jack 1 is terrible. Ratchet and Clank 1 is amazing.
So I have a
Don't they
question.
have a lot of cutscenes? Which one have a lot of cutscenes?
Both of them do.
Both.
They're literally almost the exact
Ratchet and Clank 1 have very good cutscenes though.
Yeah.
If I were to
They're
say,
funny.
Yeah.
who is the mascot of Nintendo? Mario.
Yeah.
Mascot of Xbox, Master Chief.
Yeah.
Mascot of Sony's who?
And
They
mine is
had
Crash. The
multiple-
first one that pops out is Crash
Every
Bandicoot.
single person you ever ask, their first person that they pop in their head is Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
I actually had Spyro too.
And the
Spyro.
reason
That's mine.
exactly,
Spyro.
but the reason is because it depends on when you bought the PlayStation.
Yeah. It depends on which
Because if
game you
bought-
played
If
first
you
too.
bought day of release, Crash Bandicoot was the first game.
Yep.
To be released.
They were always pushing for him in the ads.
It was the first game to be released on the PlayStation. That's why they pushed him so hard.
Yeah.
But then the first game that actually people like enjoyed thoroughly was Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah. I love both of those
Yeah.
games. But I
And
was
they're
more of a
both
Crash
great.
guy.
But Crash Bandicoot is great for people who like platform.
Yeah.
You understand me? Because it's
Well, to be
But-
fair, Spyro is also
but
a platform.
Spyro is
More of an
also a
adventure
platform.
game.
It's also a platform, but doesn't feel like a platform.
It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like one. Yeah.
And that's why it was so much better, more open for people to like want, like go in and like this is a video game. This is a
You know how
problem.
long it took me in Spyro? What's that one tree level where you have like the ramps that speed up your boost? There's an area to get like a secret dragon, and you have to go through like the speed ramps twice to get
Yeah.
enough speed.
Yeah.
You know how long it took me to get to that dragon?
Let me-
It took
let
me
me
like a
tell you
month to figure that I can go on the ramp
I
twice.
said I don't really like platformers, and I forgot about Crash Bandicoot. I freaking love Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah,
Crash is amazing.
And I'm
dude.
It's
like-
the controls are bad,
Yeah, but that's what
but
makes
you
it so
get
good.
used to them.
That's what I'm like. You guys say the
The controls are bad.
Crash 2
but you
improved them though.
you fail so much
Yeah.
that you get used to the controls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, have you ever played the Insane trilogy? The controls are so good, it throws me off.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to like timing things
that the
later.
remake?
Like Crash
That's the
1.
remake.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
especially when you
the
play
one I
Crash
know.
1,
Like,
it
People were
takes a
saying,
while
"Oh
to
my
use that.
god, this is so much." I'm like,
It's not harder. It's just the controls are much more precise.
To be
So,
fair,
like,
though,
I-
the
I-
hitboxes were wrong for Crash.
Yeah, they
for
changed
Crash
them.
1.
Yeah,
they changed them.
So a lot of people were confused for a while.
Yeah,
The
and that's what I'm
only,
saying. Like you had to adapt because you were so used to like doing it the old way.
Yeah.
you know, the shitty way.
The
And
only 3D platformer I can honestly say that I like
Harry Potter.
is
Oh god! Hey, the Quidditch Cup games.
Yo,
I
those are
played
not
that.
bad.
I actually
it's
love
not
those
bad.
They're not bad.
Not bad.
Is Super Mario Sunshine. It's the only one I can think of.
Yo,
I hated that
That's-
game as a kid, but I love it now.
Yeah.
I see speedruns of it. I just cannot play it.
Yeah.
It looks too complicated.
I want to play it again.
Yeah.
Because the last time I played it, it was not an enjoyable experience.
No.
But like now that I'm more mature and I'm a better gamer, I feel like it'll be a better.
That,
that's
it's
a
the
lot of
only.
That was
that
me.
game.
When I was younger, I hated that game, but as I grew older, became a little bit better how to understand video games as a whole, especially a little bit more complicated ones. I enjoyed it a lot more.
That's a question I'll pose for you. Being a pro gamer, do you think that gives you more?
Professional.
Yeah. Does
being
it
a
give you,
hardcore
does it give you,
pro gamer.
Does it give you
You had
more
advantage.
No, well, I'm talking about game design.
Oh,
Do you think-
understanding game
Do
design.
you think that it helps you understand game
Yes.
design, or do you think that it's more of like a pretentious thing?
I'm gonna be honest. Ever since I took Smash seriously, I'm able to dissect games and become pretty decent at games fairly quickly compared to my friends who are casual gamers.
The waifu's back.
Hi.
The wife is back.
So we have a woman's perspective on it.
Yo,
Yeah,
there
As
it
a
is.
white
But-
woman in video games.
It's a nice thing to come in on. I'm
What's
a
your
woman.
What's your favorite game of all time? Who?
Legend of Dragoon. It's a JRPG for the PlayStation.
Oh, we were talking about the
I
game
am
last
a
time.
retro gamer at heart.
If you're saying retro gamer, I don't know.
Consider retro. I mean, I grew up.
'Cause I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's still 2000, but
I said my favorite game is
Chrono Trigger.
So I'm like,
she's never played it.
I want you to.
Yeah, she's in the same boat as you. She was
doesn't play
very
games?
well. No, it was a Sony household, so they didn't get Nintendo. They didn't get
wait a second.
Sega.
Chrono Trigger came out on PS4.
No, that was the second game. That was Chrono Cross.
Hold on. I know. I'm gonna look
While he
Are you
looks
talking
it up,
about? Are you talking about the?
Do you know
the
what-
SNES version is way better than the PlayStation.
Yeah,
version.
that's all. Like I know the SNES one came out. And I thought there was a PlayStation one.
There is a PlayStation version, but it's
just
not as good.
Not as good. They had actual animation stuff.
Yeah, that's why it's not as good.
Getting back a little bit on topic. The best thing that's come out to being like a professional gamer quote, is that my decision making is better overall. So like whether it be a FPS game I'm playing like Apex Legends or Fortnite or anything like that, my decision making compared for someone who can make decisions on the fly because you play fighting games, right? So it's like just a game of chess. It's very easy to make the right decision at the right moment compared to most other casual gamers, right? But then it can also hinder you. So like when you have to play a little bit more casually, when you're playing like a game like Crash Bandicoot 2, like the Insane Trilogy, I'm trying to dissect it. Like, oh, there has to be something hidden here. Like just trying to they have to put something new in the game, right? So I'm trying to figure out read in situations that aren't there.
The lost levels, the lost levels that you didn't get to play are in there.
Yeah. But it's just like small stuff like that. That can really help your play without even realizing it. So it's like I just noticed over time. As soon as I got better at Smash, I just got better at video games in general.
Yeah, because the reason I ask is because I know a lot of people that like myself.
Yeah.
I don't consider myself a professional gamer, but I can dissect pretty much any game that you put a controller in my hand and I can play it. But that's because I have the knowledge of all these different games,
so many games,
all these different systems. And it's because I like what you said. I dissected the game.
Yeah.
Because
you just start understanding games, how they work,
and I find like what you said earlier. I find how to break the game. Yeah. And it's so fun to do that, but it's like I know so many more gamers that don't do that, but they do have quite a vast knowledge.
See, that's kind of like me because, well, the thing is, I'm not really someone who dissects video games in a mechanical way, like how you're describing it. I'm way more of a writing story person and the emotional ties to video game and stuff.
I'm like that as well, but the problem is for me, it's when the cutscenes that happen, I'm 100% in it. I love stories. I play Kingdom Hearts for the story, obviously. You know what I mean? But when it comes to mechanics, when it comes to mechanics, it's just I always try to break them. So it's I look at a mechanic, let's say it's in Smash, how to be reverse, right? Or something like that. I try to figure that out.
It's kind of what I'm talking about when I say game design. Because yes, storyboard and story are a huge aspect of a lot of games. Yeah. But when it comes to designing a game, the way that you play the game, that's what I'm talking. That's the kind of things, the mechanics of a game count more to the experience than sometimes the story. But you're right when you're saying that there are games that if it weren't for the story, the game would suck.
Yeah. But it's what emotions can a video game convey to you? I think that's why I like horror games so much. Is because it's all about the story and the emotions that you can convey. Because
that's my only issue with
also the majority of the time horror, whether it be video games or movies, have the best stories.
Yeah, and they either have the worst or the best. No, they either have the worst or the best. It's either 90%. You completely fuck it up.
Even the bad movies though have very good premises, the outlines of if someone else wrote it for the same premise, it would be very good.
Perfect example, the Stephen King films. They're remaking them for a reason.
Yeah.
Okay, as a guy that saw, I saw it, the remake, and I'm just yo, people are telling me this is some serious stuff and this is scary. I was just looking at it man, this is funny.
See, that's the thing is if you put them side by side, you get me? They told the entire book in a TV movie.
No, I'm talking about the remake.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but that's why that they didn't give it the proper, you understand me? They didn't give it the proper time that they needed to it. The remake, however, they did it so that they gave it as much time as they wanted to film the movie and make.
Are you talking about it?
Yes, it.
Oh, okay.
And so because of that, it's definitely scarier, but it also has this moments of it's dumb. Because it's
Stephen
a
King.
movie about a clown.
It's also Stephen King, and there's a bunch of cheese in Stephen King.
In the movie was too funny.
But let me what I'm talking about. Yeah, and you're right. But what I'm talking about is with Pet Sematary that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
You get me? The remake looks amazing.
Yeah. It looks scary.
It looks amazing because they were able to do the things they couldn't do back in the day.
Yeah.
With the when you're showing the dead cats and the animals that are being revived from the ground, they looked cheesy as fuck with yellow eyes.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
All I'm gonna say is that a lot of the Stephen King movies, how I view it is just oh man, they're scary if you're in that right mindset of just saying, yeah, I'm gonna get scared or something like that. But if you go into into watching that movie and start thinking too hard. You're like, wait, hold on.
What's that one movie? With Jack Nicholson.
The Shining.
The Shining is really scary.
The
Yeah.
Shining,
Shining's amazing.
So good. It's so intense.
If you read the book, watch the movie, you're gonna say, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, have
Well, I
you
mean,
ever
there's a lot of.
seen-
Have you read Game of Thrones compared to the show? I
No,
mean,
no, no.
but it's
No,
so good.
okay.
That's one thing I hate because like reading the book is completely different than watching the movie
Yeah.
because
Have
they're
you-
they're
But it
translating
It
material.
felt like Kubrick just shattered the book. That's
No,
what people
no, no,
hated.
no. So,
no, it's some elements like
Still a
how-
good movie.
There are things
Have
there are
you
things he
seen
removed,
Stephen
which I'll admit he shouldn't have.
Stephen King made his own movie version of The Shining. If you've never seen it
Yeah,
before, it's like a
I've seen it.
58-hour where he makes.
58 hours.
Oh wait, no, 58 minutes.
No,
58
I'm
minutes
saying
like an
58
hour.
hours.
Sort of like it's
Oh,
like
that's
I
a
don't
long
think it was like
movie.
a released in theaters sort of thing. It was like, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
a short
fucking
film.
atrocious.
It was a
bad.
short film.
It was because the thing is like when you have the ability to write a book, you can put so much more detail into small
Yes.
certain things like long-winded conversations, and that's what
And
Stephen
conversations
King did.
with like monologues in their own head and
Nothing
stuff like that.
happens in Stephen King's version.
Yeah.
It's boring. It's awful.
Yeah, that's why like when it comes to filmmaking, it's so hard because to adapt a book into
Yep.
film. Like there's very few films that have
I
actually
mean,
done.
to be honest, and like when I read Game of Thrones, because I read all of the Game of Thrones books, there's like 2 pages. I forget, was it the second book or third book? 2 pages describing food.
Yeah,
Like,
that's in the second book.
is it the second book,
the
right?
second
It's just 2 pages of like describing
And
the
it's-
food.
it's when Sansa
It's like, how do you
goes-
translate that to a show?
It's when
One
Sansa
shot.
gets to King's
Yeah.
There you go.
It's when Sansa gets to King's Landing and she's like
Smelling the food and
like,
everything.
it's-
Yeah.
no, it's stuff she's never seen.
Advanced voodoo magic to me. I don't know.
So they're great books, by the way. Love them. They should have added Lady
The books are
Stoneheart.
definitely better
Yeah.
than the show, but the show in itself is a great show.
Yeah, amazing show.
My ex introduced me to that show, and I watched like the first 2 seasons. It's fine. I
I
just
hate
don't have
people
it.
who call it softcore porn.
You should watch the Amethyst. You should watch the third
It's-
season.
it's
If you don't like the
accurate to
third
the time
season,
that
just
they're
don't watch the show.
conveying.
It's
I
not for
like
you.
the show. It's just that we broke up, and now I don't have a means to
I heard-
watch.
You have the means because you're with us now. We're gonna be talking about Game of Thrones a lot.
Freaking watch it with
Yeah.
Wait, come on.
Catch you up.
Stay strong, my brother.
Yo,
Red pill on that.
No.
on that.
You have to watch Game of Thrones. It's actually crazy
Hey,
good.
don't pop your cherry too hard, man.
you know
Just-
what?
He's already popped it. He already watched the first 2 seasons.
You know what my favorite TV show of all time is, honestly?
I'm ready.
I think you're gonna
Seinfeld.
I think you're gonna hate the answer.
Seinfeld's good.
Because I feel like
Friends.
this show gets a bad rap.
Friends.
No, it's not fucking Friends.
Fraser.
Why do you gotta say it's a comedy? What show?
It's Supernatural.
What?
I love Supernatural.
What show is that?
I don't know what that
That's
is.
the
I've
show
heard
with the
that.
2 guys
Sam
that,
and
like,
Dean
like
Winchester,
they drive
dude.
around in a car looking for supernatural
The first
things.
listen.
Oh, it's a lie. Oh, okay. I thought
like
it was like
brothers.
an actual. I thought it was a
The
like a comedy
first
for whatever reason.
5-6 seasons of that show are amazing, and then it goes downhill. But it's so.
Fuck that show.
What is this show? Is this like a document? It's like
No, it's
It's in a
two.
documentary.
So have you seen Rick and Morty?
yeah,
Yeah.
Have you seen Rick and Morty?
yeah,
Great
you know,
show.
You know the interdimensional TV thing,
yeah.
and you know how like they do a commercial where it's like it's 2 brothers and they're in a van. That's what it's based off.
Oh.
That's what it's based off.
Yeah.
Is this show?
Yeah.
'Cause
With,
they're literally
And they
2
basically
brothers.
what they
ladies.
do.
They're 2 brothers in a car, and they drive around looking for supernatural.
Yeah, so
phenomena.
there'll basically always be some sort of main
But
plot
it's a
point.
scripted show, so it's like it's an act. Like every episode, there's something new happening.
There
Ah.
will be like a main plot point during like
There's
1 or
aliens in
2
the background.
seasons or whatever,
Yeah.
and then like
That was
while
the
there's
whole season.
like a main overlying plot point, they'll go like do some like random like they'll take out a Wendigo or a witch or like a fucking
A wyvern or something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
The New
interesting.
Jersey Devil. Like that's
Yeah.
what they do, and I like that shit because I like horror and I like all the lore and stuff,
Yeah.
and I think that their characters are funny
Yeah.
and it's cool.
No, I'm not gonna lie and like sit here and say that the show's completely garbage.
I just never heard of it.
It's
You know
just, I just don't enjoy it.
What's
Same thing.
really?
I'm dead. I'm like, what are you guys are talking
That's the
about?
first time
Half
I've
this
ever heard
table
that.
hasn't heard of the show, and
That's-
the other half is split between.
they like it or
You
don't
like
like
the
it.
show? Yeah, let's go.
She tries real hard to make me watch it.
It's a good show.
It's not gonna happen.
There is a
my biggest thing is I was never really a TV guy, right? So it's like I barely watched any TV shows growing up besides like Seinfeld.
I'm
and
what they call a
maybe
cinephile.
I love.
cinephile?
Wait. If you like Seinfeld, you should like It's Always Sunny.
I get.
I
so
do love
into
It's
some
Always Sunny.
movies.
Yes, my brother.
I do love.
Always Sunny might be the funniest TV
I
show.
only watch comedies on TV. So I like New Girl. I like those like lame shows because it's like something to bypass.
Zoe
But I don't
Deschanel
watch it
is
a lot.
freaking- oh my god.
She's bae.
Yo, look, if I don't watch, I mean, I don't watch TV often, but if I have
That's
to,
the one, man.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That's the one.
Atlanta get the pass. And Legion. For whatever reason, I just like FXX, whatever. FX, man. Let's go. Oh, God.
I've seen a couple of.
As long as you're not watching shows on TNT, I'm good.
What shows on Oh, Claws. That's my sister. She watches that. I was like, okay.
Doesn't get enough credit for their show. Burn Notice, Psych.
Burn Notice is funny.
My mom
that is funny
loves
bad.
Psych.
In my-
Psych sucks.
Oh
Burn
my
Notice
god,
sucks.
my mom
Psych
loves.
sucks.
I hate
What
that.
about Monk? What about Monk?
I hate
It's
that
okay.
show.
I never have
It's
seen an
okay.
episode of that show.
Monk was just too.
I
like,
was
oh, wow,
huge
I
into
can't-
NCIS.
I can't watch that actor without thinking Paulie.
Yeah.
Looking for the fucking bird. That's
I liked NCIS for a while. I only
My mom loves that show. Too. You love my mom.
What about NCIS Los Angeles? It's the one that my mom watches because it has LL Cool J.
what's the one?
Anyway,
Well,
let's talk. Since we're on movies.
Wait, I got it. What's that one meme where the guy puts on the glasses? What show is that?
That's
CSI.
That's
CSI.
Miami.
Okay, I
Yeah,
watched a
he's
couple
like where
episodes
he,
of
like,
that just
takes
because
off-
after I seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Let me tell you like this, man.
I hate
I
those shows.
wrote a.
It's
we
bad.
Wrote,
I hate
we
it.
wrote. I was a writer in college for a couple plays and everything like that. And anytime we could fit it in somewhere possible,
Take glasses off.
there's always that, and then there's like, yeah. It was like, yes.
It's one of the biggest everlasting TV memes of all time.
That's
Yes.
that's where the meme came from with the thug thing.
Yeah.
Thug Life?
Thug Life.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
it's
like-
the
Life.
opposite. It's the opposite where like the glasses come on.
Yeah.
What were you saying though?
No, I was just saying that since we're on the topic of movies, we got to talk about Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame coming up.
Okay, man. Big Thanos coming through.
What is Endgame?
Really?
Avengers.
Get the fuck out.
It's,
I don't know what that is.
Avengers. Have you not?
No, I'm not.
you're being.
Avengers suck.
There's no way you can.
Oh, it's the last Avengers movie.
Not the last one,
Hey,
but
I don't watch superhero films. I just
Yeah.
don't.
Wait. No, I get you. But I want to know a little bit why.
They don't interest me.
Ah,
Okay.
That's fair.
Let me say it like this. A lot
Do you
of
like
them-
comic books?
Let me put it this way. What is a superhero film? It's a guy who's like, oh, he's guys. I don't know. He's just sort of down on his luck in one way or another. He gets superpowers, and then there's an evil
You're-
villain,
you're
and then
think-
they
you're
then they
thinking of
fight
DC,
on
my friend.
they fight on a they
That's all
fight on
DC.
a
That is every DC
they
movie.
fight on a rooftop for a couple hours. I've seen like it's
Look,
not my thing.
You can't.
Let me tell
You
you.
not all.
You have to watch.
I've seen Black Panther. I've seen Civil War. I've seen what other Marvel? I've seen Iron Man. Iron
Civil
Man
War is
2.
nothing like you described
It's
though.
fine. I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
You need
It's
to.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
You
good.
See, you see
Guardians
some-
of the Galaxy I actually really like.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
well, you like Guardians of the Galaxy because
You have to watch Thor Ragnarok.
has a lot of. Well, that one too. That has a lot of bathos. It's pretty much just subverts all your expectations and just
Yeah.
does something stupid like that. So
Yeah.
if you
I
watch,
just know what's gonna happen.
no, that's what I'm saying. That's why
Yeah.
you would like Thor
Those
Ragnarok.
movies. You would like them because they subvert what you think is gonna happen.
Thor.
Yeah, like anything that has a lot of bathos, only in Marvel movies does well. If they try to do it in DC, which they try to do with Suicide Squad, no.
Well, here's the thing about Marvel movies. What you're basically describing is that you want to miss like the first iteration of that character. So like Iron Man 1, don't
Yep.
watch that because
Don't do it.
that's the story.
Exactly.
But watch Iron Man 2. Actually, don't watch Iron Man 2.
Three.
Forget Iron Man 3 is okay.
Watch
Wait, do you
3
wanna-
if you
do you wanna
enjoy.
watch,
But you usually want to skip the
Watch 3
first
after
iteration. of the
Avengers.
character.
I think
Yeah.
Dark Knight is about as good as everyone says it is.
Dark Knight is amazing.
That is
It's about as good as
that
everyone says it
is
is.
Amazing.
Forever my favorite Batman.
Dark Knight Rises.
Fuck that.
Rises.
Dark Knight
I
Rises.
actually really like Dark Knight Rises. I love it.
Let
I
me
love
say
it.
like
I
this.
also,
They
I,
ruined Catwoman.
my favorite actor of all
They
time is
ruined
Tom Hardy.
Catwoman.
No.
No, Anne Hathaway's Catwoman
Bane
is
is the best part of that movie.
Anne Hathaway's
Bane
bae.
is a glorified babysitter.
Yeah, no, she's not. No, she's not.
Anne
Catwoman.
Hathaway is Catwoman.
She's bae.
She's
but
bae.
She's definitely not Catwoman.
They
She's
ruined Bane though. He's
No,
a glorified
But
babysitter.
he's still the best part of the movie.
And that's
Which
in
will
a
break
lot of
first, your
movies.
spirit or your body?
It's
I love
though.
that voice though. I love it, dude.
Which one will break first?
But there's no way you're gonna tell me that tops the Dark Knight.
All I have to
Nah,
say-
Joker is too good. That's the problem.
Heath Ledger as Joker
Yeah.
was just
all
too
I'm
good.
saying is that
But I love Bane.
Christian
I love
Bale is
Bane,
not that
that's
great.
why-
Heath Ledger is the actor.
Heath
That whole
Ledger
scene.
Christian
as-
Bale was weird.
Yeah, as
He's always
Batman,
weird.
he's not that great.
He's always
Okay.
he's a weird
I
dude.
think that Keaton was better. He was always a better Batman in my
Yeah,
opinion.
and he's
Christian Bale was my Batman.
Ben Affleck
I
was
like his
definitely
Batman.
my Batman.
Where is she?
Ben Affleck wasn't even Batman.
Ben
No.
Affleck, especially when he was in what was it, Justice League, and he clearly did not want to be there.
That was
the best part about.
I
it.
don't even like. I have not seen Batman vs Superman, whatever it's called. I
Terrible.
forgot. The Iron Man, whatever it's called, and I have not
Iron
seen.
Man.
I've
I haven't seen Batman.
Captain America, and I've never seen Justice League, but I've seen people review those,
they're
and
terrible.
Ben Affleck looks so bored.
No,
Yes,
no, 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 no.
that is the
Watch
description of
Batman.
that.
So
Watch
the
Batman
reason-
vs Superman, he actually cared.
the
for a second.
reason why I think it was a bad choice is because not only did he want to direct the movie, he wanted to be in the movie, and I think that's just a bad choice as a
Bad combo.
director.
He
Yeah.
also wanted to be a writer too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a bad choice as a director to be involved in every aspect of a movie.
Yeah,
To be fair,
really hard too.
I feel like Zack Snyder he was writing a pretty decent script for what do you call it, for Wonder Woman, and because I think Patty
Did he
Jenkins,
direct Wonder Woman?
No,
No.
Patty Jenkins did.
And that's why that movie was good.
Yeah, because
No.
he was a writer for it, but then I feel like Josh Whedon came out of nowhere and just ruined it. Now because he had his own cut, like Patty Jenkins had her own cut apparently,
She did.
and then it was just gone. It's gone.
And then they put a man's view on a.
I'm
Wonder
just gonna say it
Woman.
like this. I think if Patty Jenkins left it the way she was, which I think could have ended right when she got the hero sword and didn't kill the guy and
Mm-hmm.
didn't stop anything, that would have been fine. But then Josh Whedon would have.
No, it has to end.
Huh?
No, it has to end.
Yeah, they didn't. Fam, if I'm watching a movie and I'm seeing superheroes lose all the time, I'm like, man, them movies-
Listen.
I'm not watching.
I mean, that
Listen,
was the last
let's-
Avengers
if
movie.
we're- if
They all
we're-
we
lost.
already know they're gonna win. That's why.
Well,
Yeah, but
at
if
what
you wheel it-
cost?
if you
At
wheel
what
it-
cost?
If you wheel it back though, like Game of Thrones, that's one of the reasons why it's a good show.
Because you don't know who's gonna
Good
die
guy dies.
all the
You're
time.
telling me something I don't. That's like Walking Dead to me. That's what it sounds
It's
like.
not.
It was the
It's-
biggest
it's
heartbreak
legit
of my
Better
life.
than Walking Dead?
Season
Yes.
1.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Way better than Walking
Way
Dead.
better.
only
The
good
first season of Walking Dead, Game of Thrones.
Sorry.
First season of Game of Thrones. The last episode,
It
that
blows
got
your
me.
mind.
That
it
got
blows
me.
your mind because you're like, nah.
There's no
it's
way.
not gonna happen. And it just literally subverts
It does it. And then
it
season 3,
does it.
and then season
yeah.
5.
Then season 3, it just rapes you.
Yeah.
Hey,
It
man,
legit
hey.
rapes your brain because.
And then Battle of the
I have
Bastards.
not
Oh
consent
my
to
god.
Such, maybe I should watch the show.
It's so good.
You will enjoy the show because of the way it is
Let
written.
me say it like this: I will only watch the show when it's done.
It's literally this season.
That's-
Another
I'm
month and a
waiting-
half and it's
I
done.
am waiting till
Yeah.
all the episodes
You
come
could
out.
binge watch this show and you'd be happy that you did.
That's all I'm saying. I'm waiting till the show ends.
That's what we're
because
telling you.
I
Like, you
hated
just
people,
catch up. You'll be fine.
I hated people saying, "Oh man, I have to wait X amount of time just for." I'm like,
I hate
well,
that too.
no,
but
no.
that's TV.
So before I read the books, see, I started watching season 5 right before I read the books, and when season 5 ended, can we spoil? We okay with
No.
spoilers? Okay, something major happens
There's
at the end,
never
right?
spoilers. Even
I-
though this-
Not, mainly because I
Because
don't
he
want
did.
him to see it.
That's fine.
Fresh eyes.
Something
Yeah, okay.
something at the end of season 5 had something major happens, and I screamed
seven
so loud. My mom came running downstairs, like, "Are you okay?" I was just like running around in my room because I have to wait a year now. Because I watched it live, I have to wait a year to know what happens next. So I'm freaking out in my own room because of the ending of Game of Thrones.
It
season
is.
5.
It is a mind.
so
All I
good.
know is that.
No spoiler.
I have no idea what you're saying, so it doesn't really matter to me. All I know is that the winter is coming.
is. What happens to Hordor?
Nothing.
No, watch.
I don't know any. I don't,
nothing happens. I'm sure he's fine.
The only character that I know off of Game of Thrones is Tyrion Lannister and
Tyrion?
No.
Tyrion Lannister. or
Tyrion.
what- Tyrion. Whatever.
Tyrion is the midget.
I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about
that's
his
a-
father.
That's why I said
Tywin.
Tywin. I was like,
Yeah.
Tywin?
I think I'm talking
He's
with
talking
the
about.
midget.
He was
he's
mixing
talking about.
the-
He's
he's
talking
talking
about
about
Peter
the
Dinklage.
dwarf.
I'm talking
Peter
about-
Dinklage.
He's talking about Peter Dinklage.
But then
The midget.
the other thing I know is the meme like winter's coming and then they have winter came
Yeah.
or it's calm or something like that.
No, winter has come.
Winter is coming. That's all I know about it.
Because
and then,
this season,
winter
this
is coming.
season is when it has arrived.
And then I saw part of the first episode. I mean,
The last season.
And then I saw
Well, that's
like
the point.
some child turned blue eyed, and there's like these White Walkers in the beginning. I'm like, what the fuck?
Nah, I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, so that
That's
is
all
that
I
is part of the
literally know.
lore.
Yeah.
But that's basically the biggest threat in the show.
The White Walkers
Yes.
thing. But they only.
But
come
you
in
don't.
winter?
So let me. Put
But
it
it's like
this
a
way.
backstory
The
thing
way-
until last
yeah,
season.
the way the show is structured is that when you start watching it, you think it's about one thing, and then it actually turns out to be another.
And then they mix
And then
everything at once.
then both of them are happening at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Okay, and I also heard that there's like an incest storyline or something.
Yeah.
It's not a storyline.
It's just
a part.
something.
It's a part of the story. But
Yes.
again, like I said, you think it's one thing, but then it turns out to be another thing, and then both of those things are happening at the exact same time.
You know what? I think I should probably.
This
stop
show,
relying on
yeah, this show is legit.
Just
This
watch
show
it,
is
so
legit.
good.
Like it is so. It does spoilers so well
Yes.
that if you spoil it for somebody, you shouldn't even watch the show. You understand? What I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like if we spoil something major,
If we spoil
it just
something
ruins
major,
it.
it just ruins the entire show.
Because what's the
Because
point of
way-
watching it?
Yeah, because the way it's structured is exactly the way that you're saying you hate.
You
shows.
don't expect most of the stuff that happens.
It shows you the things you want to see, and then it like
blows it out of the water.
yeah, it destroys it.
You see, the thing is with me though is here's the weird thing about me when it comes to like TV shows and movies and stuff. I'm okay if I'm pretty sure if I know where the destination going, if I like the journey. The reason why I don't like superhero movies is because the journey is kind of boring for me. I don't really care about action and explosions and stuff.
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
and that's what I'm saying. That's part of the way those are structured.
Uh-huh.
You know, and that's why you have to. There's a bit of escapism
Yeah.
when it comes to those types of films, and I just think that you haven't found yours yet.
I like.
You know what
I
I'm
mean, I liked Spider-Man. I wouldn't say I loved Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know,
With what's his name?
Homecoming
No,
with Tom.
Spider Verse.
Wait.
Spider Verse.
Tom Holland.
No, it's not.
Tobey
Peter.
Maguire?
Tobey Maguire. That's
Tobey
his name.
Maguire.
you're talking
so
about
the
the-
original.
Yeah.
Sam Riegel movies? Oh no.
The Sam
Sam
Raimi.
Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
Wait,
Sam
hold
Raimi,
on. So you
How's it
like
not-
the uber American, I'm cheese American type movies?
Where
what's
he's
that?
like with the train.
Yeah, the train.
Listen,
and-
number
and-
two
and
is
it-
amazing.
It was
always-
good. I'm
there's
just saying,
always
but that's
an
like the
American
cheesiest
flag
moment. Or they're carrying
somewhere.
him.
I'm sorry, that was the best casting for Doc Ock in the entire world.
Wait,
Yes.
do you remember every single one of those had a hand-fisted American flag?
Oh yeah.
No.
Except 3 was the worst. It was the most flagrant of them.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
No. It was just like right before he fights Venom. there's
No,
this
no, he
big
legit
flag.
holds up like there's a giant flag
Well,
on
Everywhere.
the screen.
Every single time in one of
I
those
don't remember
movies.
this.
Yeah.
It was
I-
an uber American type of
Like
like.
I believe number 1 it's when he climbs up the building and
Oh,
like does
yeah.
that little scenic shot like where it's the giant flag is just above him the whole time.
Well,
In that scene.
It's 3 is the most flagrant because it's just like right behind him. It's so poorly CGI. It's like,
Everywhere.
it's like, yo,
Yeah.
It's like everywhere in that movie.
well.
I don't recall it at all.
Yeah, I
you-
never
you
paid
have-
attention to it.
The thing is, you have
Once
to,
you, it's probably one of
someone-
those things where you see it and you'll never.
Now I'll
You don't
see it.
notice
Yeah.
you don't notice it until you notice it.
Now I'll
Yeah,
see it.
and then you'll see it forever.
And then now when you watch that
It's
movie
kind
you'll
of
be
like,
like
Lion King,
that
or
fucking
like
flag.
it's like Lion King where you can the stars say sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
one
they
of those
don't.
things.
It's
No.
SFX.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Why would they
never-
put that in there? I think it's
They
just,
put it because the special effects team wanted it to like tag it with their,
Wow.
you know.
Apparently, same thing with how people think dicks on the fucking.
No, that one's stupid too. There's Disney has done some shady things though, like in The Rescuers or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the porno thing.
There's literally a naked.
There's a
girl in the
naked
window.
I've
lady.
never seen the rest of it, never
So it's a movie about mice, right? And like the mice take a ride on a seagull, and the seagull like flies through the city, but it's flying through the city so fast that like the buildings behind it are just like going really quickly.
zooming.
But there's one shot of an open window in the building that is a naked lady.
And it's like a real picture of
It's
a
an
naked
actual
lady.
woman.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
they just
weird.
put it in the
And
movie.
then
They
there's
just put
a-
it in the movie.
There's
Yeah.
another time when
Who even notices these? Like, yo, bro.
They
When
paused
it,
at the
no
wrong
one
time.
noticed it until it came out on VHS, and then they had to recall all those VHS tapes to re-release it.
it's weird. It's just like
and there's
little,
people that didn't recall them.
There's
They
a
just
moment
kept them.
in Who Framed Roger Rabbit where
Yep.
Jessica
Yeah.
Jessica
you
Rabbit,
see her
but
vagina.
she
Her
doesn't have
whole-
one. It's just plain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then in the re-release they removed that scene.
yeah.
So they just make it go faster. That's all.
It's weird. Like it's kind of funny that like Disney, like the family friendly, like every once in a while they'll sneak in these little
But
things.
it's not even Disney. It's the company who's making the movies. Like they just want.
Yeah, it's the editors.
I mean, yeah.
I'll
You
be
working
honest.
for a family
Let
friendly?
me be honest with
Disney
you.
does not give
If you guys
anybody
haven't checked
That's
it out,
true.
you should go back and check out the UGS Productions like playlist on our YouTube channel because there are some things I threw in there that were just for me.
Reductions.
Yeah. Like so if nobody watched it, but like if they watched the money match videos, the LSDX and DSA one, like Swanner's in the beginning of it where he's like, stop your friendlies please. And I digitally added a tear in his eye falling. No one noticed. No one noticed because it was so quick and so subtle. No one noticed.
Swanner noticed.
No, he didn't.
That's what he always notices.
He didn't notice, but now he's probably no. He's gonna go back and like frame by frame watch it.
Wait, which playlist? 'Cause we have too many playlists.
It's UGS Productions playlist.
Oh shit, that's probably a clear. Because I'm
So-
looking at this, we have a lot.
It's
It's-
missing some videos in there, but
It's 7:30.
yeah, I think we're gonna have to call it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be.
It was actually a really fun podcast.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, well, we have a decent rapport going on, so
Yeah, I think the group of guys we got here are rather open-minded,
Yeah.
guys, and
Which is good.
The one
and
token,
my wife who's just
I just said no.
No, she's a token.
As
man.
long as you, as long as I don't have
we'll
to talk
call her
to
the wife until she's comfortable enough to
I told
actually
S-
be named.
I told Steven is.
Don't do that.
No, women getting mics.
Oh wow! All right, we gotta end it.
See, okay, yeah, I was gonna say something controversial.
I'm
too.
So
obviously-
open your bag, babe, because I gotta place my balls in it.
Okay, so thank you for watching the first ever. Thank you for watching
That's for
the
sure.
first ever UGS podcast.
Hey, so I'll bring this out. This has been a fun podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching Ground Levels. This is episode 1, and we'll be back soon.
Next week or the week
Next week.
after?
Stay
Next week.
grounded, yo.
Stay
We're
grounded.
gonna try and do
I like
this.
that.
We're gonna
Weekly.
try and do this
Yeah.
every single week.
Yeah, we'll try.
Let's go for it.
That's what I'm saying. We gotta stay grounded, bros.
Stay grounded.
Stay grounded.
Stay grounded, homies.
Stay grounded.
There it is.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
See you later.